Yo, Roy, how are you doing, my guy? How's it
What's up,
going?
my man? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
So, we're gonna have just a nice open Let's Talk Milan discussion. The week of the last Serie A game of the season, match day 38, where a lot of things can happen, and I'm not gonna say anything because I'm not gonna be like young Go, and try to jinx us before this important game. So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
that's a major jinx. That's like the most major jinx I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yo, what's up, Joel? Always here. Forza Milan. Um, yeah, and so we got the news pulled up, but we can basically just talk about anything. I feel like the first thing we should do is, just ex- have a little bit of fun after this weekend. I feel like it was an amazing game. I honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting it to go that smoothly. The way that I mean, Leao, after when he had that chance, I thought it was probably the first clear chance that we really had. Unless I'm forgetting something really big.
Are you talking about the first half?
The second half.
I didn't see the first half. So
Oh, okay.
was that the biggest chance they had?
Red John's here. What's up, Red John?
Hi, Antonio. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Perfect.
So
Hello,
we're
Red
just.
John.
Hello, Roy.
So yeah, we're just talking about the Atalanta game, just to review. I mean, Red John, were there any other before the Leao goal? Did Milan have any other really big chances? Because I don't remember. I
No.
think Salamaker's dribbled in early on, but he didn't really even shoot it because he
Yeah,
was
but
kind of blocked.
exactly. He could have shot earlier. I don't know why he decided to take one more touch and try to dribble one more time. When you are that close inside the box, you shoot. You shoot any way possible because you are too close to risk it. So I was kind of disappointed there that he didn't shoot. But other than that, I can't really think of any big chance.
Yeah, so that was we didn't really. That's the thing with Milan, right? This season is defensively we've been very, very good. Offensively, if you look at the Serie A table, um, if you look at goals scored, goals compared to the top teams, Milan has I think the lowest compared to Inter, Napoli. I feel like another team that's surprising that's even out of the top four has
Lazio,
more goals.
Lazio.
Yes, that's what it is. So that we need to maybe be a bit more clinical in the final third. But then yeah, in the second half, I mean, Leao, like Young Go says, he put the ball between the goalkeeper's legs. It wasn't the best finish, but it was accurate and it worked.
I have a question. I don't know if you guys talked about it in the last live, but do you guys think it was a foul on that action
It
where
was a
when the house scored? I think that was a foul. To be honest,
I think so too. My first
yeah,
instinct was that it was a foul.
yeah. Like when the house scored, I was sure they were gonna get it back because I was like the foul is kind of obvious, but they didn't. Thank God.
so in my opinion, right? So I think when I was listening to the commentators explain it, because VAR is super like weird, right? It's like you never
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen. They said that even though it could have been a foul, it wasn't clear and obvious enough that the referee like to overturn his initial decision because he had clear
Yeah.
view of the foul and in his mind it wasn't a foul. So I don't think they would have like been able to persuade him just to change his mind super like clearly. So I don't think
Mhm.
they didn't change that. But I don't know because then against like if you look at like the calls against us sometimes where I'm just thinking last year of the penalty against Lazio that Kalulu caused in the box because he like slightly nicked the toe of what's
Immobile.
his name? Yeah, I think it was either Immobile or Joaquin Correa when he was on Lazio, and it was completely away from the action, and they just pinpointed that and they
I
gave them a
remember that.
penalty.
That was
Yeah.
never a penalty. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
Mhm.
like they have to kind of decide when, like, what the VR can and can't do. Because the problem is, if you're just gonna have them get involved in every single little play, then they're gonna stop everything, and the games are gonna take forever.
I think now this is a speculation, so I'll say it right away. This is a speculation. I think that the referees in the VAR and whatever
Were
decision they
afraid.
made, they
They were
said
afraid. Yeah, exactly.
look, we've effed Milan so many
Yeah.
times this season. Let's give them a break this time. We owe them 5 points and maybe some interest too. So maybe they did that. That's my speculation. And if they didn't do that, they owe it to us. Damn, I'm so pissed off about the refs.
Yeah, I know. And it's like I know you can't think like this, but let's say we even drew and not, we didn't lose the game against Spezia that we deserved to win, then we would have already won the league. So it's
Yeah,
just, it's stuff like that that gets really annoying.
yeah,
And it's just, but you know what? We can't really do anything because the ball is in our court. We were fortunate that Inter slipped up big time against Bologna and gave us
Yeah,
the chance to have that advantage. So we need to just finish it off now in this last game.
yeah.
but is this? I don't want to go there. I'm just gonna make
Hey,
this comment. I'm
John,
just gonna make.
you sound muffled. You sound muffled.
This. I'm on my phone. I don't have my headset
Oh,
here.
okay.
Listen, Roy. Can I? Is it safe for me to say that the Serie A is not rigged, man, against us?
No, as I said, I think they had to do it because they owe it to us. I really believe it.
But
I,
if it was rigged, this was the perfect chance to do it, man. They would be like, holy shit! Finally, we can
Yes,
knock
but
Leao down. But
don't forget, we have one more game on the last match day. So for a lot of anything can happen. Marotta's crazy. Don't forget. No, but all jokes aside, we got to finish this off. And Mayrod here is saying he's thinking about Sassuolo all
yeah,
day, every day.
this is gonna be a long week.
Yeah, it is. Yesterday I was really hoping that Inter would just tie and that we could just be relieved of
Yeah.
stress. But as a Milan fan, you're always suffering, so nothing's easy.
Sampdoria had a big win today against Fiorentina, 4-1, or
That was
yesterday.
amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fiorentina has everything to play for, a spot in the Europa League, and while Sampdoria is pretty much safe. But I guess that's just how Gianpaolo is. He turns up when he doesn't need to. I don't know, it's just confusing. But
Guys, it's
yeah.
the day we are gonna rely on jump power. Right? It's the day we are done. Okay, the guy, I wouldn't trust him with, I don't know, with my fucking
Yeah.
piece of the fucking birdcage. Are you kidding me, man? Fuck
Yeah.
that shit.
Also, isn't he an Inter fan? Isn't that rumored? I believe I heard that somewhere.
Oh, really?
Why not? Man, he is just incompetent. It doesn't matter what fan he is.
Yeah, it's actually
He's a
funny.
really, really bad coach.
Just a fun, interesting little thing about Gianpaolo. Like, so he's actually from the same local Italian town that a lot of my family members actually live in. So when he first was confirmed as the Milan coach, like a couple of years ago, everyone in that town was very excited, and so it was interesting. But then after that horrible performance, like so many of them quickly turned, and were happy that he got sacked.
I
And
don't know,
of
man.
course, then Pioli comes in, and everything
I
changes.
don't know. I don't know if you guys remember the last match that Gianpaolo played. It was
Yeah.
Milan against Genoa. I think we won 2-1. And that was one of the games after watching every single game for the whole duration of the banter period, in which I thought, man, I'm not gonna follow fucking football anymore. Fuck it, I'm done. Like that
Yeah.
was for me like a Serie D kind of game. And then in the end, you watch Gianpaolo saying that that Milan had 10 men while Genoa had 11, even though actually Genoa got the red card, we didn't. Man, that was such a stressful period. But thank fucking God that guy's gone and things are getting better. Cause
Yeah.
that was suffocating, suffocating.
Yeah. And we have a lot of tension in the chat. Joel and now, I mean, I guess we should maybe talk about Sassuolo. I don't know. What do
Well,
you guys
let's
think about
talk
this
about
game?
Sassuolo for a second. Because Sassuolo, it is true, their last game, Berardi on fire, Raspadori on fire. But let's also just be honest. Like, Sassuolo does not have the kind of team Milan has, depth-wise and quality-wise. They have a good starting 11. They have Italian national team pretty much up top. So you got to be careful of those guys.
Yeah.
But
So all we need is the Macedonian defense.
but in the long stretch of the game, We got this. We got this because in the long stretch, when the subs coming in, the quality that we have coming from the bench, especially because we have the whole team, like this should be in the bag. This should be in the bag.
Yeah, I think Sassuolo's attack is because we lost Çalhanoğlu, and listen, I'm not saying he's that good, but he's. I'm gonna be honest. I think he's a bit better than Diaz, especially this season. Um,
A bit.
yeah, a lot better than Diaz.
Yeah.
But so we don't really have a good starting cam, and they play. I think they can play a 4-3 or 4-2-3-1 sometimes, like the way we do. So they have in their front four potentially Berardi, Scamacca, Raspadori, Traore, and a bunch of other. I mean, Maxim Lopez. I don't think he plays in the front four, but um, they
Yeah, they
have a
have
lot of
good players.
players
They
in
have a
their
lot of
attack.
quality there. Yeah.
So I think you could argue that they have their attack maybe has a bit more quality in some sense than us. I mean, obviously Leao is in probably in my opinion the best players in Serie A, but we can talk about him later because I wanted to bring him up. But I'm saying in the attack, their attack is extremely dangerous. Defensively, yeah, I don't really see like too much of an issue because we can
Yeah,
take them down.
yeah, and just my quick opinion. If Pioli starts the way he started against Atalanta, with a more defensive side, and then do the quick changes in the second half with a more offensive side in the long stretch, that's how you get him. And because they can't once you put in your because what they have their most offensive side from the beginning. After that, the quality goes down. Well, we have the luxury of starting with, let's say, base quality and then bringing the quality up. That is going to be key, I think. That is going to be key.
Yeah, yeah, and I believe well, I just looking at the chat. Yeah, Diaz jokes. Diaz, I don't know what will happen to him at the end of the season. Um, Yeah, our defense has been very solid, of course. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. The 3-0, they did make mistakes in that game, and that was probably Tomori's like worst game in a long time. I feel like every once in a while Tomori has a
But
really bad game,
guys,
but
is this the Mickey Mouse Cup? Who
yeah.
cares about the Mickey? Don't even forget the Mickey Mouse Cup.
All
That
right,
that.
move on, move on. From the Mickey Mouse Cup,
All right, later, John.
we'll drop. Um, yeah, this is a good point. We don't need to panic, but at the same time, we have to see how the game is going. And if it looks like Sassuolo is being very dangerous with their attack, then you can't. I mean, it would be nice to not just have a 0-0 game up until the end, because then anything can just ruin your title chances. So, and the thing is, like, right, and I'll just say this before Roy, you say something, but
Yeah, yeah, no.
I just think that there's there's obviously two approaches. The first is to maybe play a little bit more defensive and try to counter with Leao and Rebic or something, and try to catch them when if they try to attack us. But then I don't think Pioli is going to do that because I think Pioli is just going to play the same style that we've been playing. That's just the
Yeah,
way I see it.
but I think he's going to literally start the same team. Krunic in the attacking midfield, Kessie and Tonali in the double pivot, Salamakers on the right, Leao on the left, Giroud up top. And he's going to go with that because that formation there is very solid. It's
Yeah.
not a very offensive formation, but it's a very solid formation. And that's how you kind of mitigate the game. Second half, you bring in the big guns. Rebic, Messias, you got Ibra. You can bring Ibra. You can bring in Diaz. You can bring Benacer. I mean, that's really. And then we heard them, you know. But of course we got to be careful. Of course we got to be careful because these guys can score a goal, and then it's going to be difficult to catch up. But honestly speaking, we should be the team. Probably are going to be the team that holds the ball the most, that is going to create the most chances. They are going to create chances too because they have quality. Hopefully, we can stop them, and we can score our chances.
Yeah. And just I saw this news today about apparently Dionisi, the Lazio coach or the Sassuolo coach, commented and about the game because like there's a lot of rumors because the stadium is probably going to be packed. The tickets are already the pre-sales going up soon, I think, or already started.
Yeah.
And he's just basically a couple of things he said. He said he's not really worried about the game. He's excited because of course he said they're going to still try their best to
Yeah.
give us a challenge
Of
because
course.
they're not gonna make it easy, of course. And yeah, the stadium will be a lot fuller, he said, and he said, "May the best team win," and this is quoted, "which is probably our opponent, but we will try because we want to finish this season in the best possible way." Um,
Absolutely.
and so
That's what they have to do.
that's a fair. That's not doesn't sound too malicious, but at the same time, you know that Raspadori and that attack is just going to be going, as
Of
hard as they
course.
can because
Of course.
that's how you play.
And that's the right thing for them to do. That's what they should do.
Yeah,
They have to respect their fans. They have to respect the club. So they're going to go out there to play. Yeah, the big difference is that their season is complete. They have finished their season with, according to their objectives, with flying numbers. Maybe you can argue they should have finished a little bit higher. But for them, it's not about Europe. For them, it's about being comfortably in the Serie A. At least for now, it is, until they get to that point. We are fighting for winning the war. It's
yeah,
complete two different objectives.
correct.
So we are fighting not only against them, but against the pressure, the fear to lose and all that stuff.
Yeah. I think we can like read some chat comments, and then also I wanted to maybe discuss some of the games today, and then also like the current table situation. That's a good point you brought up.
Okay.
Um, so let me see some of the chat. Yeah, only top teams can be a threat for them. Um, yeah. Well, Sassuolo is good against the top teams. Like they have a good record against them this year. They beat us and Inter this year. Um, yeah, Leao
Fair
can have a
enough.
good match if we can counter and use him, and he can have the space, and they're not going to be sitting back. Which if they sit back, that's what we love because we can tie this game, so we're good. Um, yeah, I could see this. I'm thinking also maybe Rebic will be good because he has some more pace, and we can try to like counterattack in some situations.
Yeah,
But
you could. He could start with Rebic and play more with a false nine kind of idea rather than the classic center forward. Absolutely.
yeah, but of course I agree that he's probably going to go with the reliable Giroud to
I
start.
think he's going to do the same thing because so far it's working. I don't see him changing something that works.
Yeah, the thing with Giroud, and I know I don't want to start a huge conversation about Giroud, but I like his. He's very unselfish, and sometimes I wish he would hold on to the ball and turn and like do something else besides just one-touch layoffs. But he's very good. I mean, like it's just I think he's desperate for a second striker or a cam to help him out and to be there for him in a lot of situations. But I think he's been obviously very strong this season. He's done what we asked of him for sure. So I'm happy with him.
Yeah, look, I'm not happy with his hold up play at all. All right, I'll be straightforward with you. I don't like his play, his hold up play. I think that it needs. Unfortunately, he's going towards the end of his career, so he doesn't even have a chance to get better at it. It's just how he is. He needs to be. I think Lart said it the other day. He needs to have Totti and Del Piero to give him perfect balls, so he can put him in the net. So, but he's been doing. I mean, at the same time, one of the most defining moments of the season was his goal against Napoli, even and that
Inter.
moment, yeah, and Inter. But the Napoli one, that's where he's a world class striker, because he was in the offside, right away, puts himself in the onside for anything that can happen in the right spot. That's what you want from your number 9 center forward.
Yeah.
And the Inter game, that's world class what he did in the Inter game, especially the second goal was absolutely world class. So.
Yep. No, he's definitely stepped up for us. And he's been what we need of him. We need him to just be there to help us get around those tight defenses. Um, yeah, and then when we go to this term, will be more impressive. Yes, I agree. I was thinking about this. If you told me that we would be in like the top two fighting for the Scudetto until the last match day, it would be hard at the beginning of the season. It'd be hard to believe because there was a lot of pessimism around the fact around Milan fans because of the players we lost in the summer. And I think that because we didn't invest like other teams did as much, like I know Inter lost players too, but they also I guess they invested in some players, and even in January especially. So like it's huge to be. We're definitely not. And if you look at the odds, I think we had 14-1 odds to win at the beginning of the season. So we're overperforming significantly, and it's just amazing to be in this position. And remember, like we're not the favorites to win, so everything that we're doing now is an overachievement, and we easily qualify for Champions League this year. So we're in a very, very good spot right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, in the beginning of the season, I thought, oh my god, my prediction was that Milan would finish second in the,
Ah,
in the beginning of a prediction. Hopefully they don't, but no, I believe that Milan could have won the Scudetto this year if things went our way. I didn't think Milan has. I don't think Milan has the best roster. I don't think Milan has the best roster. I think Juventus and Inter are the ones that are obligated to win the Scudetto. Milan now yes, now they're obligated to win it because they've gone so far, and even like we spoke about maturity, young team, young team. Okay, you're a young team. You were a young team. You made mistakes throughout the journey. You learned. You fixed those mistakes. But now you've got into the last step. You've got into the point where it doesn't matter that you're young anymore. Now it's yours to take. If you want to go to the next level, it's only up to you. You have to do it. You have to take it. Nobody's going to give it to you. So you can argue that they have matured early. They have matured early, therefore overachieving. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Rebic should start instead of Giroud. That's unlikely, but I can see your point there.
Yeah,
Rebic is better in the second half. Okay.
he's a great option. I mean, honestly, both options are good to bring in from on the second half. But yeah, Rebic is a good option in the second half.
Yeah. That's what he's been. Last game I thought he was pretty solid last game. Um, Giroud's layoffs are awful. Yeah, I can see. I mean, it depends on the game. I think Giroud's second goal against Inter made San Siro shake. Yeah, that's a huge goal, head-to-head advantage in that game. Uh, Leao for the hat trick. I wish Milan must not try to play for the draw. I mean, I can. Yeah, I agree with this.
I don't think they will. I don't think it's in their nature to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, I'm just scared that the worst scenario would be for us to go down early in this game, but that would cause a lot of panic. But I think
Yeah,
we can.
that is the worst scenario. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Typical Juve fan, Roy. One play, and we'll talk. I actually want to talk about Juventus a bit because they played today, but uh, in a second. One only play for the win, Milan, of course. Um, yeah, we lost Shevchenko and Stam. Seems we do best facing adversity. There hasn't been many instances where I feel like Milan has won without any adversity. I mean, there's always going to be adversity to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, this time there isn't any. This time there isn't any. This time we
Well, there
have a,
was at the beginning of the season, but now we're in a position where we've overcome a
yeah,
lot of that.
yeah, but like if you look at this final, because it is a final, by the way, what we're about to play is a final, and it's also a good measurement to see what this team is like in the Champions League, because pretty much this game is a final. This game that we're playing, I think maybe the only game that is more important than the next game that we're playing would be a Champions League final, because before the after the Serie A, before the Serie A, it's the Champions League. So we're playing a final, and this will tell us also what this team is when it comes to those must win games in the Champions League. So this is like a Champions League game against a team that does not have the quality that we have. They have some good elements that can hurt you, but overall, we have the superior team.
Yeah, this is all about mentality. So,
Yeah,
and the thing
exactly.
is,
It's all about mentality.
I think that I think our mentality is in a good. I mean, if you look at the game against Atalanta yesterday, we had, especially in the second half. I mean, Leao and some individual players defensively, we did very solid. Our mentality is very good in our defense. In our attack, sometimes we look like we're rushing things, but yesterday we took our chances very well. And yeah, it was an individual brilliance from Teo, and it was like open the pass from Messias gave a very good ball, and Leao Meg the goalkeeper. Maybe it wasn't the best finish, but we took our chances and we had confidence in those moments. So
Yeah.
I think that was a very positive show, and I just hope that. And I think we're gonna have Milan fans in Sassuolo, of course. So we're gonna have some support, and I think our mentality should hold, and hopefully that does happen. But that's all it's going to be down to, is because we're not playing against like a Champions League team necessarily.
Right, we're
Yeah,
not. We're not. And also here, there's this comment here that Joel is saying. He's saying, imagine sitting back in the 90th minute against Berardi, Scamacca, Raspadori, and Traore. What I'm saying is that at the 90th minute, those guys are not even playing anymore. It's the bench players that are playing at the 90th minute. So when it comes down in the long run, their team is going to lose quality while we're going to gain quality. In the
yeah,
90th minute, they're going to have to deal with Rebic, with Ibrahimovic, with Messias, with Diaz, with Benacer. At the 90th minute, we're dealing with their bench players.
yeah. And Berardi and I mean, there are a lot of young players, so they have the energy to play the whole game. But it's unlikely that they're going to keep them in for the entire
No,
game. All
no.
of those players.
Yeah, they usually get subbed around the 70th minute. Maybe one of them will stay, but Berardi will probably get subbed. He usually gets subbed. Scamacca usually gets subbed. Raspadori, all of them usually get. They have a rotation there of players, but
Yeah,
some of them might stay the whole 90 minutes, but not all of them for sure.
yeah. Um, Nothing wrong with playing for a draw. Well, there could be some problems, but
I think that would be the wrong approach. They have to play to win. They
Roy,
have
we
to play
better
to
be
win.
doing either a watch along or a post match for this game.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Uh, yeah, I wouldn't mind us going into halftime at 0-0. I guess I can't say that I disagree, because if you're telling me that the first half we don't concede, then we only have one half of football left before we can potentially win the league, and it's one half of just us being very solid. So I think statistically speaking, that would be a good approach for us. It decreases the chances of us conceding in the first half. So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, the less we concede, the better. So if we can finish the first half 0-0, I'll take that for sure. Oh, one other thing, one other very important stat that I want people to know is that the team that creates the most in Serie A, what team do you think it is? Guess.
Well,
Guess.
I guess I'll say Inter, just even though it could be Milan, but I'm gonna say Inter
No,
just
the
for
team
fun.
that creates the most opportunities is Atalanta. So it's not Sassuolo, it's
Ah,
Atalanta.
okay.
And we just played Atalanta. So, that's something positive to look at, you know.
Yeah, I mean, last season I would have easily said Atalanta, but this season I haven't really been following the statistics as much. But yeah, no, they're always dangerous, so that makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
Um, Against the Swallow with their attack, something wrong with sitting back. Until the 90th minute against these. Yeah, like you said before, you can't do that in my opinion. You just
And
can't.
and another stat that we've been talking about all year long was this stat right here. Goals conceded. Usually in Serie A, the team that concedes the least amount of goals is the team that wins. Usually. 99% of the time. Right now, Napoli's out of contention, so it doesn't matter. Right now, we are winning this stat. We are the team with least, even though the margins are small. We are the ones that are winning. This doesn't matter. The goal score doesn't matter. This is what matters, and we are
Yep.
winning here. Yeah, so
Yep.
very good. It's all good stuff.
That's what you like to see. Um, we lost our top asset at the start of the season for free. Yeah, this is like, I think it was responding to the adversity comment, which yeah,
Yeah, no. In the beginning of the season, yes, the cards were set up in a certain way. Right now, the cards are different.
yeah. Donna just won a Euro and named best player, and he walked out on us. That was a huge statement to the rest of Europe on our status. Well, I mean, I guess yes at the time, but at the same time, I'm happy he did that, because I think Magnan is easily better, and I don't see that as something. And then Young Go even commented, Magnan was like winning the lottery. Yeah,
To
of
be to be
course.
fair, not to whatever, with all respect to Yango, uh, it for us it was like winning a lottery because we had no clue who this guy was. But I think they knew that this guy was special, especially
I
because last
Yeah.
season he had the best numbers in Europe, right, as a
Yeah, Roy,
goalkeeper.
I'm gonna be. I wanted to say that. I mean, I watch the league on a lot, and even if you didn't, he had the pretty much the best stats in many different scenarios. His penalty stats were very good. He had the most clean sheets in the top five leagues
Yeah,
in Europe, and he was definitely like becoming well known. I was so surprised that he was only like what, like 15, 13 million, I believe. It was very affordable. That
yeah.
which
They
is
they they kind of did that deal in the dead of night when nobody was watching. Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
very, very clever.
I I knew that he was gonna be solid, but yeah, he's been almost perfect this season. He's only had like one maybe bad game against Salernitana, but he's been very solid.
Yeah, no, look, I'll be honest. I was very upset. I did
Yeah,
not want Magnan at all. I would have loved for Donnarumma to stay, but I'm happy with the way they things turned out for sure.
yeah. Uh, okay, and I guess we're basically caught up. Mbappe, we don't know what's gonna happen. I've heard that he's maybe agreed with Real Madrid, but nothing really settled
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there's talking about Magnan. Today I read that Manchester United is after Mike Magnan, and they're ready to spill 50 million. So we're going to have to deal with this shit during the transfer market.
listen, I know this. A lot of people may disagree because it's 50 million or however much money, but I would not get rid of this guy. First of all, his wages are fantastic for us, very low wages relative to other like high end goalkeepers. His performance this season was pretty much easily a top five best goalkeeper in the top five leagues. Especially if he wins the league, 'cause then he'll even have won a trophy. In the Champions League, he saved the Salah penalty and played very well.
Yeah.
So, and then he was also, so this, I read this statistic today: 16 clean sheets in Italy, which is the
Wow,
most out of any other goalkeeper in Italy. And
that's
he
insane.
also missed like almost 2 months because of his injury, which is a hand injury,
Yeah.
nonetheless, which is a very important, important for a goalkeeper. And he came back, and he was just fantastic as soon as he came back.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the goals that we conceded were when he was not there. As a matter of fact, if Magnan would have played all the games, maybe we would be like 25 goals conceded, 24,
Yep.
25.
And also, I mean, the adversity in the amount of injuries we had besides Manyan plays played a huge role in, I think, especially our Champions League
Yeah.
group stage performance.
No, I don't think Magnan is going to go anywhere either. I think Magnan, they're going to do everything in their power to keep Magnan. He's one of Milan's biggest assets right now.
Yeah, I think Man United, like I think for example, like Dalot, when we were, I don't know if I think we were sort of trying to get him on a discount last season, but they ended up not wanting to budge on him. He's actually been, I heard from Man United fans, like a lot of them do like him. They said that he's been performing well at Man United this year. But the point I'm trying to say is that they didn't really show us any mercy to try to keep him last season. So I don't think we're going to be giving away any. If we did let Magnan leave, it would be for like a very, very high transfer fee.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I guess we'll have to see what happens in the summer. We'll have to see. I don't think we're going to be. I don't think Magnan is going anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, players go for free because they split the fees with the agent.
Now,
Because they,
of course, sorry, Antonio. What
yeah,
we have to worry about is that he okay at Milan his salary in quotation is a humble salary, but of course all these players when they're faced with these offers that is quadruple what you're getting paid, then that's there's a whole business. There's agents, there's lawyers. Everybody wants a piece of that pie, and that's something that we got to
yeah.
watch out for.
Listen, my theory is to why we were able to get Magnan on very low wages and for cheap transfer is because of the infrastructure in Ligue 1, and I think Lille was having financial crisis, so he must have been getting paid very low, of like a significantly low amount of money, uh, at Lille in order for him to So he basically immediately accepted the Milan's offer, and this
No,
happened like
yeah.
super quickly. So, yeah, that's a good point. If he's going to be tempted by a bunch more money, I mean, I think he's a pretty loyal person. It seems like. I mean, but you never know, like what people are like when they're faced with a lot of money. So
Well,
I would say that he could, I guess, be tempted, but we don't know that yet. So it's
well,
hard
he
to.
wasn't loyal to Lille, was he?
No, but he had just won the league with them. So, I mean, and I'm pretty sure they were okay with making a profit on him since they were in financial like turmoil and they knew that they were trying to find ways to alleviate that. So, I mean, they sold Icone for not too much money. I mean, a decent amount of money to Fiorentina, and they sold. I think. Trying to think of some other players they sold recently, but they're probably Sanchez. I'm pretty positive he's going to leave this summer.
Oh, Sanchez
Yeah.
for me now, guys. I'm a million percent sure this guy is coming to Milan, because I mean it is. Tell me, I'm telling you, if this is normal. Every time there's a picture on Instagram of him let's say him in a Milan shirt, and he likes it. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, obviously it makes it obvious at this point, right?
It does. It means that he is pretty much open and he likes Milan and he's fine with the transfer. But then again, it comes down to the fee and also the agent and how much wages he wants because that can always just stop it from going through. So I mean, it's not really a done deal yet, but it's very possible. Especially, I mean, so I'm pretty sure Kessie. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if he signed a pre-contract or something, but it's almost positive he is leaving, right? Like it's basically confirmed that he is, or can he still change his mind? Because
From what the reports have said, whether you want to believe him or not, is that the agent has already signed the pre-contracts. Because remember, you can sign pre-contracts. There's that grace period, or there's that period, the 6 months before the end of the contract, you can sign pre-contracts, etc., etc. So as far as reports have said, whether you want to believe him or not, is that the agent has already signed like an agreement or pre-contract with Barcelona.
yeah, and I think that's just a dumb move for him, but we can forget about that. So, very interesting Mercato news coming out, and actually, I wanted to highlight this. I have a lot of like transfer market talking points, so maybe we can do this later, a little bit later. But
Hold,
this
hold on, hold on, hold on, Antonio. Sorry, hold on. No more Arsenal, baby. Jamal, Arsenal is out of the Champions League.
And
Uh,
Roy, I was about to pinpoint this comment and say the exact same thing. I was actually
there you go.
watching Arsenal fan live streams today a little bit, and they were like talking about because they lost to Newcastle, I think 2-0. I don't know what the score was today.
Yeah,
And I was checking that basically, I think that put them out of the Champions League almost.
yeah,
And I think that they were talking about all these different targets that they had, and a lot of them were similar to Milan's targets. And this is a team that now is out of the Champions League, for instance. Like they're interested in Gabriel Jesus, a lot of other players. So it's definitely a big. Uh, it's a good thing for Milan because they're direct competitors with a lot of our targets, and they have more
yeah.
money than us, so they would outbid us for a lot of things.
But the Champions League is such a big factor, and
Yeah,
I know there are some people here that have given me shit because top four for me is so important, is because of that top four. If you can make the top four, you know that you can attract big players. Even if you don't win the Scudetto, as long as you make the top four, you can attract big players. But if you don't make the top four, those players ain't coming to you.
yeah.
Ain't coming to you.
And listen, I know I don't want to get into the argument about another ownership, but I'm just saying, like this summer, let's say Milan. I don't want to jinx it, but let's say we do either come in second. Well, let's say just second or first place, which is guaranteed. Um, uh, we are gonna have a lot of momentum riding into next year. We have guaranteed Champions League football. We could potentially have new owners that can invest more money, but that's not really. There's a lot of confusion about that. But so we still have our improved funds and we still have motivation to improve the team. So Elliot is still going to invest, if we still have Elliot, some money into finding Kessie's replacement if he leaves and some other players. So it's going to be an exciting transfer market. And the difference is that if we get another ownership, then you hear other maybe some bigger names. I'm not saying Nkunku is realistic, but like some players maybe that cost a bit more and their transfer fees are higher. But regardless, it'll be a good transfer market. I can't really complain.
Look, as far as the transfer market, I think this is what I think, that we have Botman, Sanchez, and Origi in the bank already. So those players are going to pretty much be there from the beginning of the transfer market season. I think, if Romagnoli stays, Botman is not coming, and he's probably going to end up maybe at Juventus, because Juventus is also after Botman, and Juventus is losing Chiellini, so they're going to. And Chiellini is a left-footed defender, so they need a left-footed defender as well. So watch out for Juventus, but it all depends on Romagnoli. If Romagnoli leaves, I think Milan is going to go hard for Botman because, as far as we know, the deals with Milan are much closer than any other team, and there's that little connection, Mike Magnan, and so Botman, let's say 99% yes, 100% yes if Romagnoli leaves.
Yeah, and my question is, Roy, do you think that Botman should go in and replace either like
No,
Kalulu?
I think
Because
honestly, this conversation shouldn't even be had. To be honest, the best player is going to play. If Bobman comes shows up at there and he's even better than Kalulu, or he's even better than Tomori, then he should play. So the coach will make the right decision.
yeah, so I agree with that. I think right now, I think that there's a lot of like the whole left foot center back thing is a little bit of it's been overhyped, and I think that the more modernized we get with like the playing style of football, and in the Champions League too, the better, the more important is to have very fast defenders, and Kalulu and Tomori have proved that theory 100%. In the Serie A at least, so I'm interested to see like how we approach the center back position in the future.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the center backs, because I really believe that as long as we have four top level center backs, then we're good to compete in Europe. So we need to have a good replacement, a top level replacement in every position. And if we use this summer mercato to do that in defense, that's a good thing. I think Lart was correct when he says we need 8 top players in defense. And the only ones that we're missing is Romagnoli if he leaves, so we'll need to a Botman, and then Balotelli. Balotelli is not.
Kjaer might come back as well.
Oh no, Carey is coming back.
Yeah, I don't know how soon, but
No, Carey will be back by the begin. This summer, he's already going to be training with the team.
hopefully, yeah, hopefully no delays happen.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was. But
Balotore.
sorry, Carey was running on the pitch, jumping up and down with the team at the end of the game. He
Oh,
he is
great, great.
he is in. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Balotore is an interesting one. I think also he hasn't gotten too many opportunities, but yeah, I know what you mean. Technically, he's nowhere near being a top quality player, but he does have a lot of natural athleticism, and I think that. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see what we can do with him because I mean, moving him on this summer might be a little bit too harsh because he's only been with us for 1 year. So I don't know if we're just gonna cycle him out or if we're just gonna look for maybe I don't know. It's good to have some maybe like another fullback that can play both left and right back as like a good
Well,
bench player that's
let,
flexible.
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Now, in theory, even though we don't numerically have eight top players for each position, we do have 8 players for 4 positions. 8 top players. For example, if we have to, let's say Theo Hernandez is not there, Florenzi can play in that position and be great there. He can play that position as a top player, and then you can put Kalulu on the right, and you can put Botman Tomori in the middle, or Chiara here, or Calabria.
Yeah.
And let's say if you basically Florenzi can cover for both wings at top level, and then Calabria can also Kalulu can also play on the right.
Yeah.
As
I
far as
think
that, Balotelli could stay another season. Yeah.
yeah. And I also think that I mean he wasn't absolutely terrible in most of the games he played in. Besides maybe he made a very bad mistake against Inter, and I think like and he caused a penalty, and I think that he's very like rash sometimes in his tackles, but he's not like he doesn't look. I thought he improved a little bit as like he played couple more games, so I don't think it's like maybe the best like case scenario for us to just completely get rid of him. But I do think I have to admit he is a bit of a downgrade from Dalot, who we had last season, because Dalot was much more technically sound and a much more solid player, even and in many ways. So
Yeah.
I think that we need to maybe he needs to develop a bit more. But he's not super young. If I think he's like 24, maybe almost 20.
Yeah,
Yeah,
24, 25. I mean, technically speaking, he seemed to be pretty low. compared to the other guys. He did have decent games when he did play, though. He put in the work. He's a professional. He does the right thing.
Yeah, and he also is like I mean I don't know who like the fastest in an open sprint is on our team, but it's either Kalulu, him, Leao, Hernandez, or Tomori. I feel like one of
I
those.
honestly think that the player with the highest pace, I don't know what, can't remember, top, what's it called, top speed?
Max speed, yeah.
I think it is Tonali. I think it's Tonali.
Oh, that's interesting. But I mean,
Um,
from what I see, I mean, we have a lot of fast players, which is good because
yeah,
we have to be modern. So like that's really important.
yeah.
Um, and I think that it's regardless of how fast like they are
Let me
compared, he
let me
looks
confirm.
insanely fast when he plays. He can catch up on anyone. So,
Yeah, Tonali. Then I think Tomori. I remember seeing this a while ago, and it was. I think
but
it
this
was
is also
Tonali.
fastest runs like like there's a
Sprint
sample.
speed,
Yeah.
like yeah, like maximum speed. I can't remember the. To- I can't remember the term. I'll find it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Aaron Hickey from Bologna? Because that's a name that I heard.
Does he play on the right or the left?
I think I want to say he's a right, but I'm gonna look up his SOFA
Yeah,
score.
yeah, yeah. It's right here. Tonali leads the way for Milan in top speed hit with Hernandez behind, and it is 35 kilometers per hour,
Oh,
like a
actually,
cheetah.
Aaron Hickey's
No,
is a left.
36.
He's like
Oh,
a
okay.
left wing back.
Aaron Hickey.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. As a left wing back, Aaron Hickey would be a great player to have behind the Hernandez. That'd be an excellent choice
Yeah,
to
and it
have.
looks like he's kind of like Salamakers in the sense that he can technically is listed as a midfielder, but he's more of like contributes a lot defensively more so than like attacking wise. So he can, and I also heard he has very good quality too. And Arsenal are interested in him, especially after Tomiyasu was pretty did solid for them from Bologna this season. So now they're like more confident in taking players from Bologna. So I heard that they're like interested in Hickey. Yeah, he's a left back. I just checked.
Okay, so yeah, this would be the perfect guy. Like honestly, there's nobody better.
Very young too. He's only
Um,
19 years old.
I wonder what that would do with his psychology and Hernandez psychology because Hernandez is so comfortable, man. Or Hernandez has made that left back position his own. Like nobody will ever take that space from him ever,
Yeah.
ever.
I mean, I'm just thinking, Roy, like being 19 years old. I mean, he's turning 20 in like June 9th. So he's gonna be 20 very soon. But being this young and being a starter for a Serie A team that's like a mid-table Serie A team is pretty impressive. I know it's not like crazy. Like there's many players that have kind of that are very young, but I mean, he still has so much room to develop, and his development is going very smooth.
Now, to be fair with you, he's not going to be developing much at Milan though if he comes to Milan. So I think there's that thing to consider because again, like Hernandez is the guy that he's always going to play. And the second guy is only going to play if Hernandez gets injured or if there's like a rotation, but that rotation will be once every, it won't be very often. So I don't think it would be a good move for Hickey. I don't think. I think Lyre said it correctly. I think you need someone with experience, like another Florenzi, someone that is a locker room guy that comes in with quality.
I will say though, I think that athleticism and youth are important. I think that you do need to have. I mean, because think about it like this: like you need to have like if you were playing in the Champions League for even past the group stage, if you're playing in the Coppa Italia, if you're playing in the league, you have to have. You're gonna be. You have to rotate Hernandez, or if he gets injured. So I think like there will be like a good amount of time for someone to get like enough playing time to like develop a little bit at least. And I don't think that maybe, and that's why personally I'm all about getting youth players, if
But
possible.
think about
So,
this, Antonio. Look at Balotelli. How many minutes has Balotelli gotten any
well,
chance to
he was
develop this
injured
season?
for for a significant amount of time,
Who,
and then
Balotelli?
Yeah,
was
he
it?
was this season, I'm pretty sure. And he actually did get at the beginning of the season. He played, I think, he made appearances in a couple of Champions League games, even, and he also did get substituted, and I think
But
he started a couple of games as well. So he got a decent amount of time,
but do
not
you
too much.
think a player like Hickey that would be good for him? For a player that is developing?
No, but he could also learn a lot behind Hernandez and with the team. So I don't think it would be terrible. I mean, I'm just saying Hickey would be good for us. Like, and I don't know if it's good for him, but it would
Yeah,
be a good. It
it
would be a
wouldn't
good
be
play
good
for
for
us.
him. It'd be good for us. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not the best place for him, but I don't think it'd be absolutely terrible. Is what I'm saying. Like, I think he would still be able to find a little bit of space.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that would completely. It could halt his career. Who knows? Who knows? But let's keep on
Yeah.
going. It's fine.
Uh.
Oh, if I should, no. What about these Gabriel Jesus? Look,
Okay, so he was actually
I,
someone I wanted to talk about.
I don't like Gabriel Jesus. I don't like.
Roy does not like Jesus. I'm gonna be honest. I love Jesus, and okay, he's not like the best striker we can get, I think, but I think he's fantastic. He's a very good player.
I don't know, man. I'm not a fan. Um, Honestly, when it comes to these strikers, especially that I've seen, it's like the number nine role is a position that a lot of players are not very excited to watch. Where they don't have incredible feet, and they're not very creative. They're more like arrowheads, and they're players that live on the service of other players. So it's very difficult for me to be impressed by these kind of players because these are kind of players that need De Bruyne, need like Inzaghi needed Kaká. If Inzaghi did not have Kaká, Inzaghi could not have scored those goals. And when it comes to that player there, I don't know. Honestly, for me, Ibrahimovic is still the best one, and I don't know. I don't know.
So I guess if you're asking me, does Gabriel Jesus have the potential to maybe become like the ma- the leading goal scorer in Italy? If you're looking for a striker that to become like a fantastic striker for the future, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I can say yes to that. But
Okay.
he's 25 years old and he turns
All right.
25 in April.
Okay. That's a good age. That's a very
So
good age.
he'll be 25 for until next to the end of the season next year. So he's not too old.
Okay, that's
Um
a great age. I give you that. That's a
yeah,
very good age.
he has a good amount of experience playing in pressure.
Yeah.
He has solid
Well, I
stats,
mean,
even though he doesn't play too much.
as far as I know, he's the striker of Brazil, right? He's the number nine of Brazil.
Yeah, I don't know if he starts every game because they have a lot of
Yeah, it's
attacking
it's
players,
between
but
him and Firmino pretty much. They kind of rotate.
yeah. Um, and I'm looking. So in the Premier League this season, he scored 8 goals, which isn't
Oh,
too much.
that sucks. Why
Eight,
why has he
eight,
only scored 8 goals?
8 assists. But
That's
I
bad.
feel like if I remember correctly, I mean, I don't know. I have to check on how many. Let's see how many games.
Well, these
He is.
assists, these numbers kind of reflect on the reason why I'm not very excited about him. Yeah.
He does work. He can play in left and right wing, and he does he's pretty fast and he runs. He's more mobile than like other strikers that we have, so he'd be a versatile option, I think. Let me check on the Champions League. Okay, in the Champions League, he has 4 goals and 1 assist, which are pretty good stats for the Champions League. Um,
Yeah, that's
FA
pretty good.
Cup, FA Cup, he has a 1 goal. Not that much. And the
How many
Carabao Cup, he
how many
has.
games has he played?
In the Premier League, it says
Yeah.
that he has made. He total played 27, but started in 20 of them.
Oof. No, there's no reason for me to be excited about this player. I think there's many, many, many players. Well, not many, but there are players that are much more interesting. Like,
Well,
like,
listen, Roy. I agree with you that I would maybe rather have Darwin Nunez
yeah,
and other
exactly.
players compared to him.
Even Scamacca. Scamacca
I'm
has
not sure about that. I'm not sure about that.
Scamacca has better numbers than Scamacca has more goals than Leao. You know, so Scamacca is 23. He has more goals than Leao. He has a decent number of assists. Like that is more interesting to me. This guy at 25 only scores 8 goals. Nah, no. At 25, you need to be scoring 16, 15 to 20 goals. So for me, it's a hard no on Gabriel Jesus.
I won't say no. I don't know if I like Scamacca more because I think we're gonna go back to this. So I kind of watch like when I watch them play. I don't know. I think Jesus has more quality. That's just personally. I mean, and I don't know for whatever reason his stats aren't the best this season. Um, well, let me check how many games Scamacca has played. Let's just compare the uh, league stats for both of them. Let me check Scamacca. He has because yeah, I agree with the Darwin Nunez. I would rather have him, but also he's going to be more
I
expensive
mean,
for sure.
Darwin Nunez has like top player
S-
numbers, and he has
yeah,
22.
yeah. Scamacca has no assists in the Serie A,
No assists.
and he has 16 goals, and he's played 35 games. So he's played 8 more games than him and
Yeah,
has
those
less
are good
assists, but
numbers
he has double his goals.
for a 23-year-old. Those are very good numbers. How
Yeah,
old
and
is
he's a
he?
bit
How old is
younger.
he? How old
He
is he?
is 23.
Yeah, for 23, those are very good numbers. Very good numbers.
I still would. I don't know. I would. I feel like spending money on
Yeah,
Jesus would be a bit of a better investment, though.
yeah, you're not gonna convince me.
It's fine. Well, I guess
But
we
okay,
can.
so yeah, there's a lot of people that would like to have him, Gabriel Jesus, because I mean, I see why people would be interested in, but for me, no. For me, no. There's players that are more interesting for me.
I do think. I think it's fair to say that Jesus, maybe if you're looking for someone who's going to score a bunch of goals, I don't think he's the best at like for a striker at doing that. But if you're looking for someone who's going to add like a lot of versatility and dangerousness to our attack, then he is definitely good. In that sense.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we can move on from Gabriel Jesus. Who else?
So I guess if I have some other topics about, but like I guess we're just on transfers now, so we can talk about some other players. We can do some news, but also I want to see if in the chat if anyone's talking about any other players.
Count the minutes, not the games. I mean, look, as far as strikers go, there are. It, um, I mean, Origi even is a player that honestly does not really excite me. He's a player that I think is going to be pretty normal. He's going to be like Rebic, nothing more.
Origi is one of those players that is I can see why we're interested in him because it seems like purely or somewhat. I think it's purely they love their hold-up play strikers that aren't the quickest, and but they can turn their back to goal and they have good control and they can help set up goals, and they can also head the ball. And Origi is very good with his technical ability of like his first touch and his control. He's not the fastest player. Now, you said that he was overweight, which I disagree with completely.
Yeah, yeah,
I
he
think he's in
is.
shape.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, no, he's a free transfer, so I might. This is what I think. I think that it's a good piece of business, and I don't mind it. I think he can make contributions, but yeah, and also he does sprint very fast. But at
Oh,
the same
okay.
time, that is his top speed though, and I don't see him doing that very often. But I will say this though, my problem is with Origi, and I think and I'm happy we got him. But if we have Origi, Giroud, and Ibra, if Ibra stays for another season, then we have a kind of a one-dimensional attack, and we're not going to be able to try anything else. I feel like.
Origi, Giroud, and Ibra.
Yeah, if we have those three strikers, I would like a different sort of number 9.
Origi, Giroud, Ibra would be a decent. It would be decent. It wouldn't be the best thing you can have, but it would be pretty decent. You can do a lot with those three. A lot of that would still depend on Ibra being healthy, because if Ibra is injured, then really you have only Origi and Giroud. So that is not so good, I would say, but better than what we had most of the season now, because most of the season we only had Giroud. Yeah, I would say Origi, honestly, the way I looked at it was the reason why I thought Belotti was a great choice was because what we needed was offensive depth, and Origi is offensive depth. That's what he is, and
Yeah.
that's so. I
Well,
don't
I
think
will
we're
say
getting
this: I think
Belotti
Origi
anymore.
is easily better than Belotti for me. I know you're probably gonna disagree with that, but I think he's better.
I don't. from what I've seen, Origi very similar. But I think Belotti is more prolific than Origi. I mean,
Maybe in the fact that he's more of like he works, I'd say, a bit harder and like trying to be that finisher, like the run around the goal and
yeah,
look for
Belotti is
opportunities.
more.
But I think he has way less quality because when I see
I
Belotti,
wouldn't say way
he
less.
doesn't really have
I wouldn't say way
his
less.
control and his. I mean, his finishing is okay, but his control, like, nothing special. He's
Or
more of just a hard worker, in my opinion.
Origi can easily score 15 to 20 goals in Italy in one season. I really doubt that. In his first season, that is those numbers would be. I mean, maybe. But I think a lot of people are just they buy the EPL thing a little bit too much. That's the issue. That's
Well,
the issue.
also, if we're looking, I think it's also important. I don't know if I would agree with this because it's about play style as well. And I don't know if we're gonna have him just, sitting in the area waiting for crosses. Then I don't know if that's really his style where he's gonna score a
No,
lot of goals.
but
I think
look,
we have to play quick with him.
look. I saw the highlights, right?
Yeah.
I saw how he plays offensively. He's exactly the same as Rebic. He's the exact same player. Literally almost exactly the same. And this is why I'm thinking, because there was talks of Rebic maybe leaving. And I wonder if there is going to be this kind of operation where Rebic leaves, or Origi replaces him, and then they're going to go with another big striker. And
Well,
I
I,
maybe.
my bu- my only problem with that is I don't really see Origi as being able, someone who can play on the wing as well. And in that case, we'd
But he
have
does.
four
But he does,
striker.
right?
I don't.
As far as what we know, he's been a left wing, he's been a right wing, and
Maybe
he's
in the
also been a striker.
distant past, but recently, for Liverpool, your left wings are either Mane or Luis Diaz. Your right wings are Salah
As
or
far as far as I was told, and even in the highlights, if you
I'll
go
check.
to
I'll check
Santos,
his history, but
check this season. He has played in those positions. He's been rotated in those positions this season.
he has been rotated. But I think a majority of his games are in the center forward position.
Yeah, no, the thing
But
about
Liverpool's attack moves
oh,
around a lot,
okay,
so
he's 27. Yeah, he's played in all three positions: right wing, striker, and left wing. Man, his it doesn't look good. I don't know. This is Castillo, guys. This is pretty much a better Castillo.
no.
We're getting Liverpool's Castillo, and this is the truth. But it doesn't mean he's going to be bad for us. He could be a fantastic, phenomenal player. Who knows?
Well, I
But
saw
let's
him in
also,
the Champions League, Roy, and his quality against us was pretty good. I will say.
yeah, it was good because he plays in a good team where that functions. Of course, let's see what he's going to do with us. But for me, I'm always going to be, let's say, cautious with the players we get,
Yeah.
especially the ones that are not performing.
Yeah, and listen, I will say it is a bit concerning because he is only 27. How old is he?
You know what?
26.
27 at 27, you should
Yeah.
not be the Castillo of any team. At
I know
27,
Liverpool's a
at
fantastic team.
27, Antonio, you should be the fucking main striker of the team you're playing at.
Yeah,
At
no, I know.
27.
I will say that is why it is a bit concerning because I'm not saying he has to be a starter for Liverpool because their attack is extremely like loaded with a bunch of players, but he should be getting way more game time than he is now. So that is kind of concerning. Like he's just like a super sub, which is, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
gamble.
I think he's going to be a rotational player for AC Milan. I don't know if he's going to start every game. He's probably going to start some games, especially in the beginning of the season where we're doing every games every 3 days. I know there's going to be a lot of rotations. At the end, where the team doesn't change as much, I don't know if he's going to be the main guy. I would rather have another one, a better one. I would rather have a Darwin Nunez. I would rather have a.
Yes, but that's going to cost us,
I would rather have
how much
Scamacca.
money?
I would rather have
Darwin Nunez,
Scamacca.
I think, is 70 to 80 million from what I'm hearing now. It's going to be difficult, and there's going to be all the big teams that are going after
Or
him.
or Jonathan David.
I
Jonathan
love
David.
Jonathan David, but at
Or
the
we
same,
could
and
get
he's
Jonathan David. And he's not 70
very
or 80 million. He's
he's
much cheaper.
he's very pacey as well. Like he would give us a completely different. He's like a good combination of strength and speed. And he would give us a very different opportunity in the attack. But still, he's. I mean, I'm at least 40 million, probably more than that. I can look up exactly how much, but and I'll read you his stats as well. Lille are doing pretty terrible though this year, so
Look, okay, no, yeah, yeah, go ahead. His stats are. I got him here. I got him
okay.
here. Look, there's the gamble. What's his name?
Jonathan David
No, no,
Jon.
no, no. This guy, Mr. Cole here. Let's call him Mr. Cole. Look, my prediction from Origi, and we can check. We can check from 1 year till now that he's going to end the season with something like 10 goals, maybe 10, and like 5 assists in the Serie A. That's where I think he's going to end the season at.
10 goals isn't bad.
No, it's a pretty good number. I think he's going. Yeah, as I said, he's a good depth player for sure.
By the way, it's Jonathan without an H for Jonathan David. With an A, John. Yeah.
Okay, his rating is a little bit low. 22, 48 million, 37 games, 31 started, 15 goals. Meh. I mean, Scamacca is pretty much doing. Scamacca is doing better. Scamacca has 1 goal more. So I think Scamacca is the player that we actually. I think it's Scamacca.
Check the Of course. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. Just check his other competitions as well.
Yeah. But UEFA Champions League, 3 goals in 8 games, 8 started, 85 minutes per game. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, no, he's good. I saw what he can do. He's a very, very good player. I wouldn't. I think at this point, I'm not. I was very skeptical about Scamacca, and there was a reason why. But I think at this point, having seen his season now at 23, he's definitely good to go. I think
Well,
he's a safe bet.
the thing is this, right? So Scamacca is what valued at, I feel like, with Sassuolo,
40
40
was the
million.
last numbers that we heard. Yeah,
Yeah. So the thing is, like, is he worth 40 million? Like, is
that's a
he?
good question. That's a good question.
Because
And
I don't think when I see him play, I don't. I mean, yes, he's a good finisher and he's a poacher and he can head the ball and he has a good shot, which is like that. That is true. But is he that guy that can really give you for 40 million? I'm looking for someone that can contribute a lot in the build-up play as well, and that is well-rounded and can
well,
besides scoring goals.
that is one of the things that if you looked at his, of course we're going by highlights. I have to. That's the only thing I can go by. I can't see every fucking game he plays. But in his highlights, one of the aspects about his game that was very interesting was his connection between back to goal, one-touch layoffs. The one-touch layoff is the most important thing in that role. And his one-touch layoff, he's got the heel. He does the heel thing, so he's a little bit tricky. He can do tricky stuff. He's got technique, and that was good. That was good. But anyway, let's see. His accuracy is 74% per game passes. That's not very high. Honestly, that's not very high. It should be 80 something. That's like a good number. So we can compare that to Jonathan David. I suspect Jonathan David probably more though. 78%. So pretty much the same. Pretty much the same.
Well, I think
Accuracy.
like MMG said, at the end of the day, we know who has to make the decision, and
Yeah.
it's going to be an interesting decision. I hope that we can invest at least something in the striker position, because if we can invest, like, I don't, whether it be 40, I mean, I don't think we're going to go higher unless something else happens this summer. Um, like I'm interested because a lot of these players that we're linked with are around 40 million at least. So it's
Yeah.
like,
No, I
how
agree.
much, how realistic are they?
I think the only one that is worth a lot of money is Darwin Nunez. All the other ones are not worth the price tags.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about these players compared to how much they cost, and I think that
Yeah, I agree with
it's
that.
hard to find. It's very hard to find a striker who's gonna come in and start like become like the leading goal scorer in Italy, for
Like
example.
these are numbers where okay, you have a special player. Total played 28, started 24, age 22, 36 million value, 26 goals, 4 assists. That's in the what you call it
Yeah,
in the Liga. Now his possession not great, not great, but his finishing is top. Then let's see in the Champions League, he's got 6 goals in 10 games, no assists, but 6 goals. So that's already like 30 in the season. He scored more than 30 goals. He's close to 40 goals in one season. 40. Like the other players are at 16 or close to 20.
yeah.
This
40,
guy's
you're
at 40.
talking like Mbappe,
Yeah,
Lewandowski,
yeah,
Benzema, those type of players.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and then let me think of some other like names that were in the striker position that were being linked with.
this
I d
is true. I agree with Mr. Cole here. Scamacca have better hold up play. That is true.
Yeah, I haven't watched Nunez too much, so I'm not positive, but yeah, I'll take your word for it. A lot of Origi. I mean, I think Origi is basically a done deal from what I'm
I
hearing.
think so too. And honestly, I know I've been trolling, joking about it, but I think it's a very good deal.
I mean, obviously Maldini saw something when he was playing enough, and they were interested in him. I mean, he is a free transfer, so that's why. But
Yeah, no, he looks like a very good player. He
yeah,
looks like
we're gonna sign everyone who's free. So
yeah, yeah, and this is what they have to do. They have to sign these free players because if Origi was if it was in the middle of this contract, I wonder how much it would cost. I wonder how much, and he was playing.
yep, interesting. Um, we could maybe talk about the cam position if you're interested,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
we have talked a lot about the striker. I mean, the only other name that I'm kind of seeing is Lukaku, but that's a complete BS.
Lukaku. Wow,
He
that would
would
be
never.
crazy.
He
If we
would.
get Lukaku, that would be absolutely insane.
We would never get him, but
Dude, that would be like a time warp kind of shit, like a different dimension.
I mean, I don't. That's like a crazy scenario that will probably not happen.
Yeah, that would be
I think
such a.
Lukaku's too loyal to Inter to do that anyways. Because
Yeah, I know. It'd be such a surprise if he would do that.
I think his agent is just teasing, like, trying to start drama because he's mentioning a return to Serie A. So
Yeah, no, he was being linked to Milan. Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, Lukaku would do excellent with Milan because if Lukaku, we saw how Lukaku played in Italy. In Italy, he played for the team. He did exactly what the coach was telling him how to play. It was perfect. I think Lukaku can do that with Milan, and if he does well with Milan, we have a very good striker.
I think though his build up. I mean, I do think with him though he plays better in counter attacking
Yes,
teams.
he does. He does.
So
And because we are becoming a team that attacks fast, because Leao, that's the best way he attacks, and I think it would even benefit Leao. I think,
hmm,
and his layoff game at Inter was great. It was really good. It was almost perfect. Every time I'd watch him, I was like, motherfucker, dude, he's getting all these difficult layoffs.
yeah,
If Lukaku, yeah, I would say yes to Lukaku. Yeah,
yeah. Well, there you go. Roy likes Lukaku. All right, let's talk about the cam
yeah,
position. I mean,
top
there are
striker.
some other like we can talk about other players that are not in these two positions, but I think it's maybe we can do the right wing next. But I think that the cam position is interesting because there's like two names that come to mind for me. Well, I guess not nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. From an honest transfer perspective, I'm not seeing any concrete links to a cam right now that are like very serious. I'm seeing a lot of speculation, and there's like a couple. There's like a dream signing, which we all know who it is, and then there's like a couple of other players that I'm hearing. Um, And so I'm guessing, Roy, who do you want to talk about first in the cam position?
Well, I'm going to say Sanchez, and the reason why I'm going to say Sanchez is because Pioli, the way he envisions his 4-2-3-1, that attacking midfielder is a player that is not 100% an attacking midfielder. Is a player that
Oh,
also is a midfielder. So I think for Pioli's system, one of the reasons why they're going for Sanchez is because of that reason right there. Because Sanchez would fit perfectly that role. Not 100% attacking midfielder, but not 100% an defensive midfielder, but one that has quality, like Chalanoglu.
so
That's what
okay.
Sanchez
Don't
would
never
be.
say that again. Never say that again, Roy.
Well,
Chalanoglu.
well, that's how Pioli envisioned
I'm kidding.
Chalanoglu.
Well, I
He
will say
envisioned
this.
Chalanoglu. Yeah.
I think that Sanchez. So you think that Sanchez would be a cam and not like a replacement for Kessie and like the CDM?
Uh, I mean, you can use him in the lower pivot too, for sure. You can use him there, but Tonali's going to grow, so Tonali's definitely going to be there. Benacer, I mean, it's time Benacer takes this midfield, you know. Then we have Pobega, we have Ali, we have Krunic.
Ah, Yasinada. That's a good point.
Yeah, yeah. So we will have options for the midfield, and I and of course we have Diaz too as the attacking midfielder. He has one more year, so there's a lot of options for Pioli next season.
So
Now,
you would think that. So I just want to say. So you would, if we get Sanchez and we don't get a clear cut number 10 attacking player, then you're would you be happy with that? Because personally, I felt like this season we could have been, maybe the attacking department could have been supported with more of an attacking cam.
I would prefer that. Yes, if you ask me, yeah. If I was a coach, I would say yes. I don't know if that's what Pioli wants. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Because so the two names that, well, one of them is just a crazy scenario, but the other one, I'll start with the more realistic one. Zaniolo is one that I'm hearing a lot about
Zaniolo would be freaking great. That would be
because he's
amazing.
Italian, right?
No, because that's like a top player right there. I mean, Zaniolo is the
This
guy.
year he hasn't been that good, to be honest.
Number wise, no, but in Italy we know him very well, and we know what his potentials are, and we've seen what he can do. Zaniolo, as in the team, you can use him on the left, you can use him on the right, you can use him in the middle. Yeah, hell yeah, man, are you crazy?
So you would take him
Without a doubt,
instantly.
instantly. Wouldn't even think about it
Wow.
twice.
Guys,
Wouldn't
Roy
think about
loves
it
the
twice.
Italian players. There's no way around it.
I mean, if you propose a midfield with Tonali, Sanchez, and Zaniolo, like that's a lot of quality, my God. And Benacer, and Pobega, and Adli, and Krunic, and Diaz. Fuck, dude, you have so many options there you can work with for a full season.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I think that he gets injured. He has an injury history. Um, is risky. I don't, and Roma's not going to give him to you for a little bit of money.
Oh yeah,
So
he's gonna cost. He's 40 million. He's not 60. I would say 40, and I think it's correct. That's right.
and then there's the dream, which is only going to happen if InvestCorp actually buys us, and if they invest that much money. But Nkunku is the best cam
Yeah,
this year. Well,
yeah,
well, overall, I'm still going to say that Kevin De Bruyne is the best cam in the world, regardless of statistics. In my own view, from see, but this season, Nkunku was Bundesliga Player of the Year, and his stats are out of this world.
yeah.
Like they're just
This guy is worth. Like honestly, this guy's worth 80,
And
60,
Roy, I want you to
70.
click through all of his competitions and look at the stats. But for this is
Yeah.
in the
So
league.
so look at all the positions that he has played because this indicates the positions that he has played this season. So he has played as a midfielder, attacking midfielder, a right wing, striker, and left wing. So he can play in all of these positions. Mostly, if you look at his heat map, he's played on the left and in the box. So he likes to play in the box. That is good. I guess he did play in these roles, but not as much. Okay, so 34 games played, 20 goals, 13 assists. That's
That's just in the league.
those are crazy numbers right there for an attacking midfielder, right? We're talking about an
Yes.
attacking midfielder.
And he's
Uh,
24 years old, so he's not too old yet.
in the Champions League, 6 games played, 6 started, 7 goals scored, and 1 assist. So these are crazy numbers
And
for an
then there's a
attacking midfielder, right? We got to remember
well,
this.
this is League One is old. Click on the DFB Pokal, which is the cup,
No, sorry,
the
what?
the German cup. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Uh, in the, yeah, German Cup, 5 played, 3 goals scored. Yeah, these numbers are crazy numbers. 2 assists, dude. Like this is crazy. This is insanity because we're not talking about a striker, right?
Yeah.
A striker, we're talking about 25, 26, 30 goals. We're
Yeah.
talking about attacking midfielder.
And when I watch him play, he moves around a lot,
Oh,
and
the,
he
the
does.
quality is out of this world.
He contributes somewhat defensively. He's not going to go in and make a bunch
Oh
of
yeah,
amazing tackles, but he moves around a lot. So he is a cam. Like he's a good
yeah.
cam.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. This guy is a very good player. Very good player. As an attacking midfielder, would be the number 1 choice right now for
So
sure.
if we had unlimited money this summer, out of like all the available,
I'd go for this guy. Yeah,
yeah,
I'll go for Nkunku for sure.
this guy, and then on the right wing, who would you go for?
Either Berardi or Zaniolo.
Okay.
One of the two.
And then I guess so. This brings us to the right wing position. So a couple names I'm seeing are, well, I guess Zaniolo if you want to count him as a right winger, yes.
Yeah.
Mahrez, Berardi, what? Who else have I? Nicola Pepe, from Arsenal. Um, I'm trying to see who else I can. There's a
Tete.
lot.
There's Tete from the Anthony.
Oh yeah, well Anthony, I haven't seen any real links, but he would be very expensive.
Yeah, there's a bunch of right wingers that could be on the market this.
Oh, also for
this.
Cam, I'm sorry, Joao Felix is like a dream hypothesis as well. They're
I'm
saying.
not that. Jaffe, I don't even consider him because I just don't see. I don't know. I don't watch the Atletico Madrid every game, but the few times I do watch him in the Champions League and he's playing, he doesn't even exist. He seems like such like a normal player.
Yeah.
I don't get the hype. I honestly don't get it.
He's had a lot of. I mean, it's hard. Like he has a huge transfer fee, right? And he's not getting consistent game time for whatever reason. So it can be difficult for his confidence. But I'll tell you what, he has very good quality. So
Yeah, let's see. So he's oh wow, he's still 22. It looks like he's been playing forever. He's 22, left wing and striker, 28 goals, 4 assists. Yeah, very poor numbers. I mean, poor numbers for a 22-year-old. Those are decent numbers, yeah, but they're not extraordinary numbers. They're not 100 million. There's Leao is 22, and Leao has a few more goals than he does.
Leao is actually a player that I wanted to talk about later. Like
Okay.
just about him because like I think he's worth just a good discussion.
Yeah.
But I some comments that I'm seeing. Can you look up Carlos Alcazar and some of these players because and then also Jared Bowen plays for West Ham. He's going to cost a lot of money. He's having a great season. Young Go says Mahrez would be a baller. I agree 100%.
These are South American players from South America playing in Brazil. No, Racing Club is
Spain,
Argentina, right?
Or no,
I think
it's
that's Argentina,
Yeah.
or not?
It
Yeah,
says
Panama.
Sudamericana.
Okay. Liga Profesional de Fútbol. These are.
I think that's not Brazil. Hold on, go to.
I think that's.
Wait, go. Can you
Isn't
check?
this, Flamengo? No.
Well, this is 2021, not 2022. What's his most recent?
What? Are these Colombian teams or Argentinian teams?
Oh, I'll just Google him. Argentina, apparently.
Oh yeah, Argentina. Yeah. All right, total played for. Okay, but this guy here, 19. He's like a Daniel Maldini, pretty much. 1 goal, one assist. Playing in a. I'm assuming. I think Racing Club is a mid-table club in Argentina. Why is this guy linked to Milan?
Apparently, I haven't.
Maybe for the youth system, maybe.
Yeah, he is 19 years old, so fairly young, and his stats aren't amazing, but yeah, I mean he's got some potential.
His stats are right for a player that is 19 that could have a good future.
Yeah,
But yeah, maybe.
Jay Felix.
But
Yeah,
this guy would not even see the field for another 2 years in Italy.
yep. Um, Enzo Fernandez as well. Can you look him up?
Enzo Fernandez. River Plate. River Plate, big team, 21. Okay. Oh, he's got a good rating, so for a rating. Let's see. Oh, wait. Okay, so did their season just start? I think their season, because this guy only played 4 games. Oh, defensive midfielder, 2 goals in 4 games.
Yeah.
Uh, did their season just start? Because was
Um, this is the. Oh well, Chuck Wazy's he plays for
who?
Villarreal. Um,
Chuck Wesen.
I don't think we're linked with him. He's gonna be expensive as well.
No, as far as these players here that maybe are fringe players or whatever, I mean, we have Pobega, we have Krunic, we have Adli, we have a lot of quality. Like these players here, maybe less known. Okay, 22, Villarreal. Okay, Villarreal had a good season. 26, 3 goals. So he's more similar to, let's say, Salamakers. He plays a lot. Started 12, so he doesn't. He's not very prolific. At 22, as a right winger, you should have a little bit more than that, but it's decent. I mean, Villarreal did really well. Okay.
Yeah. Um, there was a player that I wanted to bring up, but I guess we kind of covered. Oh, so Roy, you would be your position on Riyad Mahrez, right? So you think that
Okay.
you would still like be happy with us signing him, right?
Yeah, of course. He's a really good player. He's a really good player. Of course he is. Um, Now, do I think he's going to come to Milan? No, I don't think so. I think he's very comfortable in England. I think he likes England and he likes his nice salaries over there. That's where he. I think he's going to stay in England, and I think we are probably going to go for Berardi. I hope we do. I really hope we do. And Berardi
Yeah.
is the number one choice, or Zaniolo, one of those two.
Yeah.
What do you think? For you, it's Mirad, right? You like?
I think if we're talking about right wingers out of the ones we've been linked with, Berardi is my favorite. I mean, not Berardi. Riyad Mahrez is my favorite. Berardi's a close second, but I think that I would prefer Mahrez.
Okay, so the season. Yeah, I know you would. But okay, so the season started just recently. Okay, yeah, no, I'm looking at the minutes. They can, yeah. If I mean, if the season started recently, okay. So let's see how those players, how those, how those players are going to do. Of course, South America always produces great players, no doubt. But I really doubt those players are like ready to come to the Serie A and these guys, and Sanchez. I really doubt that. Like they're fringe players. We have fringe players. Who's been your favorite player to watch this season, Antonio?
On Milan, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Uh, well, goalkeepers are. I know Magnana. You can make an argument for why he's our best player, but for like fun to watch, I don't really count. I guess, even though I do like watching goalkeepers, but I'll count field players, like besides goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Um, I think Leao. It's kind of hard not to choose him, but I'm trying to think of. But I agree that Benacer was very good when he was healthy. Um, but I would probably have to say Leao. Um, yeah, I think Leao has just been the most fun to watch for sure.
Okay. For me, I don't really honestly like, and I'm being honest, and I'm not. I don't want to sound like a prick, an arrogant prick, but nobody has really impressed me. Maybe Mike Magnan. Yeah, Mike Magnan.
I think Kalulu is all like just because I didn't expect I'm very happy when I see him playing very well.
Kalulu has been incredible, absolutely incredible.
For
Tomori has
yeah.
been incredible, but the two central backs, Tomori, Kalulu, and Mike Magnan, those three have been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal,
Yes, for sure.
100%. But I'll be honest, from a technical standpoint, I think we got spoiled a lot in the past, and so we're still waiting for these players to get to the level of Pirlo, Seedorf, Kaká, Shevchenko, Cafu, Nesta, Maldini, etc. We're still waiting for that. We're not there just yet, but we will get there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that we have a lot of potential though. So
Yeah, I think we're gonna get there.
I think now maybe we can talk about Leao for because I wanted to ask you guys. I was just thinking about his growth, and I think that there's a lot of like first of all this summer there's going to be some people that go after him. I already know, but I wanted to like to ask you guys where how you rank him in Italy and also compared with other wingers and forwards in the world this year.
Where
And
do
I
I
will
rank?
say that like if you're thinking about let's say for example, I will start with this question and you guys could easily have an answer or not. Does Leao easily make the Serie A team of the year for this year?
All right, this is my prediction. If Milan wins the Scudetto, Leao is going to be nominated Best Player of the Year.
Oh, best player in general for
Yeah, he's
everyone.
going to be He's going to be nominated the MVP of the season if we win the Scudetto. I think so. Either him or Mike Magnan, but it's rare they give these trophies to the goalkeeper. Maybe if it's if it was Buffon, they've given it to Buffon before, but I think I don't know. Maybe Mike Magnan. We'll see. Does he? He's definitely one of the best players in Italy for sure. But the thing that is very interesting about numbers, because numbers don't lie, numbers are very important, is that Leao is the youngest Portuguese ever to go double digits at this age in one of the top five European competitions. So he has done better than Cristiano Ronaldo at this age. So that means that potentially the prospect of him raising his game to who knows where is very possible.
Yeah.
So we might have a Ballon d'Or player there. Who knows?
Yeah. So just an old chunk over here is, feeling a little bit bold. We're not saying his quality is going to necessarily change, but he's going to be playing in a league where he won't find it as. I mean, I'm not saying
No,
the
you
Argentinian league
you
is.
you you have to also be realistic. Like, okay, I know that they have very good feet in Argentina, etc., but they have very good feet in Italy too. And when we're talking about players that come from a separate another league, another country, they're young players, so they have to adapt. You can't expect these players to come in and be the starters. These players are going to be fringe players, and then they're going to make their way into the starting teams. Some of them get sold. We've seen this happen many times with players that come from South America. They don't cut it; they get sold. So yeah, of course, these are all potentially great players, but I mean, how can you judge these players from they just started the season, and they, I don't know. I don't think you can really make an assessment.
Yeah. So wait, Roy. Back to my earlier
Well,
question.
well, okay. So hold on. This guy wants to have a little fight, a spar. Okay, so I'll spar with you. So give me many examples of young South Americans that come to a top team, that is fighting for Europe, and right away become the first team players. Give me a list of. Give me a big. Don't give me a list of five, because of course, five. Sure. Give me a big list. Give me a big list of many players that do that right away. I'll be curious to hear it.
So, for example, Kyle George. is someone that this year is barely getting any game time at Juventus.
Messi was already in Spain, and he played. Right. Kaká's one. Okay, Kaká's one. There you go. Okay, now give me a big list. Give me a list of players with this quality and personality from South America who didn't make it in Europe. No, no, no. This guy, you see, I asked him to give me a list, and then he ducks out, and then he asked me to give me. No, you give me. I asked you first. You answer my question, and then I'll respond to yours. That's how the way things work here, buddy. Put Neymar.
So, well, yeah, he played for Santos. Yeah.
Okay, Neymar. Okay, so you're telling me these guys are the next Neymar, the next Kaká? Is that what you're telling me? You're giving me. You're giving me anomalies, right? We're talking about you have to give me
There's
20,
a lot of
you have
there's a
to
lot
give me
of
30,
really
40
good.
players.
There's a lot of really good players in South America, but a lot of the times it doesn't necessarily work out right away, or it takes a lot of time for them to adapt. Like Roy said, look at Paqueta. He's now very, very good, but with us, he wasn't necessarily the right fit, so he switched teams and it worked out. Vinicius Junior is another great player from South America. So like, I
Okay,
mean, it
Vinicius Junior,
depends.
but Vinicius Junior took a long time before he got to be
Yeah,
the
I mean,
first.
he developed at Real
So
Madrid.
so that would not be a good example. I know I
Right, I'm
know
just saying
I
it's
know what
different.
you're saying, but
Yeah,
for
yeah.
example, that player would not be a good example.
Yeah.
Um,
And but then look at players like Viña, who's pretty. I heard from Roma fans, he's extremely poor for them. Like he's been very bad this season. He won the Copa Libertadores, and he was the starting left back for I think Palmeiras. So it's not. It depends. Like there's a lot of. It's you yes you
yeah,
could get lucky, but you're also most likely gonna have to like further
yeah.
develop these players. I
The
mean,
vast majority of the players that come from South America at that age do not end up playing in a team that is competing for the Champions League. They do not end up being first team players. They don't. Of course, you can find me a few names, but the vast majority, players that you don't even know they exist because they never even made the cut, don't you got to give them time. You got to wait till they're much first. Most of them end up playing in teams like Udinese, teams like Sassuolo, teams like these teams around Europe, and then eventually they end up in the bigger teams. That's the majority of them. Then, of course, you have Neymar, you have Kaká, you have Maradona, whatever, Diaz, Batistuta. Sure, Batistuta is an example. Batistuta, though, did not start in a team that was competing for the Scudetto, though, at that time.
Gabigol, Roy. Remember him?
Oh, Gabigol. Yeah, Gabigol, another one. Look at this guy that came from Brazil that we were linked with. What's his name? Caio Jorge.
Yeah, that's what I brought him up earlier. I don't know if you heard
Yeah,
me.
yeah, no, I heard you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. I mean, he also isn't getting much opportunities.
Right, yeah. Football is getting spicy. Man United going back, Barca going back, AC Milan going back, Real Betis getting bigger, Newcastle has $4 billion. How is AC Milan going back? What do you mean by going
I
back?
think he means getting back to what they were, even though Man United are kind of not really doing that.
I wouldn't.
Barcelona,
Oh, okay, okay.
um, I think, yeah, it's getting interesting. I think the Serie A title race, we can. I was going to talk more about this maybe after the league is over in the summer, but looking forward, man, at like if you look at the Serie A table, which I wanted to do earlier, like there's so much potential for different teams. Juventus is gonna keep rebuilding, and they're gonna probably have a good transfer market this summer. Milan is building a very good core and will keep improving. Hopefully, Inter is always going to be a tough team. They have great players, and then there's also other teams like Napoli, who now that Insigne is leaving, they're gonna try to maybe get other reinforcements. I mean, the Serie A itself is competitive. You have teams like Fiorentina with good owners that are trying to back their improvements. Lazio is always going to be around. Roma is going to be around with Mourinho, so it's going to be a very interesting like next couple of years, I
Yes,
think.
absolutely. And I'm going to make this prediction that next year is going to be the beginning of the Italian cycle. It's going to be the first year of the beginning of the Italian European domination cycle.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm not saying that an Italian team is going to win the Champions League next year, but I'm saying it's going to be the beginning of the cycle is going to start next year.
Yeah, I think though there's a good point to be made, and I think Roy, can you pull up the table, the Serie A
Yeah.
table? I will say that I think the amount of quality teams that we have in the Serie A, like I think we
Yeah.
have a
It's
deeper amount of high level teams than some other leagues. Because if you look, like Sassuolo, for example, is in like ninth place, I'm pretty sure, and
10 for 11.
10. Oh,
11th.
okay, sorry,
11th.
sorry, 11th. And I'm gonna be honest, they should have done better. And yes, they do under a lot of these teams like Lazio and Roma and Atalanta this year, Fiorentina and Sassuolo. They can be much better than the way they perform. I think they've dropped a lot of silly points, but all those teams can give you trouble on a given day. And if you put those teams in the Conference League, for example, like Roma is, they can easily win the Conference League. So I think that's it. So now it's just about getting that consistency in the Europa and the Champions League
Yeah.
because they have the quality, I believe.
I don't think, again, I don't think we're going to be very strong in the Europa League in the upcoming years. I do think we're going to be strong in the Conference League, but as far as top four, now that Milan, Inter, Juventus is back, and you have Napoli and Roma pushing them, and both iron sharpens iron, it's over. The next 10 years could be all Italian.
Yeah, I mean the Champions League, we still have a considerable like gap between us and I think some of the top teams, but we're gonna be closing that gap very quickly. Um,
Okay, so this is what last season. This is what he did. He's the technical leader and charisma of a title-winning team at 21 years old. He's proven infinitely more than any of the. Okay, so hey, let's see if he comes to Milan. Then
I mean,
let's see.
yeah, we'll see if he gets traded or transferred.
I think Milan can make it to the quarterfinals next UCL. Sorry, you were saying
I just want to say like, well, we'll see if he gets transferred somewhere and who gets if he attracts attention.
who? Who are you talking about?
The player that old chunk just brought up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Look, going back to the Champions League, Milan is going to be a competitive team. Like, don't think that Milan is going to be a pushover. That's not. This Milan is not a pushover. And also Maldini at the helm, he's done this many times. He's done this many times. He knows exactly what it takes to be the best team in the world because he's been part and contributed to being in the best team of the world twice. He's done it twice in his career with Sacchi's Milan, and then he did it again with Ancelotti's Milan, reaching the peak of the world. So Maldini at the helm, we're not going to be a pushover. Inter is going to be good next year. I think Inter is going to be good. They already are competitive. They're going to be better. And Juventus next year is going to be a pain in the ass. Juventus
I'm gonna
next
be
season.
honest. I thought Inter played very well against Liverpool,
They did. Absolutely. They did.
and that's honestly it does kind of give me as much as I don't like. I'm happy that they didn't win. I mean, actually, I don't know because maybe I don't know. I honestly don't know if I should just cheer for Italian teams, but regardless, the fact that they played well gave me hope that okay, the football that we play in Italy isn't necessarily bad, and that means that we can compete. It's just about right. It's about mentality, like you say. It's about
Yeah.
um, consistency. It's about maybe increasing the depth of our team and other teams. But Inter have decent depth. I mean, but it's about the little fine tuning all of these details and then just performing consistently. And remember, we also got a bit unlucky with the difficulty of our group and also the refereeing and especially the Atletico game,
Oh
which
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everyone will say.
And guys, and this is a fact. This is a fact that we can't even freaking deny. That if the referees would have not made those mistakes, we would have won the league already. We'd already be celebrating this damn league. And it is a damn fact that against Atletico Madrid, the referee made that stupid mistake with Kalulu, and the referee was suspended for making that mistake. And if he hadn't made that mistake, we would have went through. So our first year in the Champions League, against in a group of death. If it wasn't for a stupid mistake the referee made, that UEFA agreed it was a mistake because they suspended him, we would have went through. And you know what? you guys wouldn't have been complaining about the summer transfer, the winter market. Because if we were still in the Champions League, we've gotten to have extra money with the Champions League, and it would have been easier to already bring Sanchez, to already bring this player and that player. We got
Yeah.
fucking screwed by the referees this season, man.
Yeah, I mean, and like this person brings up against Porto as well. I mean, it wasn't as obvious, but yeah, there was a little bit of sketchiness with the fouls against Porto. But
Yeah, both goals were scored right after what looked like obvious fouls. Like looked like they weren't 50-50, they were more like 80-20, 75-25, 90-10. They looked like proper fouls. But I'm not going to count them because all we needed was for the guy in Atletico Madrid not to make that obvious mistake.
yeah,
Ma va. Ma
crazy.
porco giuro.
Yeah, but it's all right. Fuel to the fire. We'll be
Yeah.
good next season.
So, what do you think of Leao? Where do you think his ceiling is going to be? How far do you think
So
he's
I
going to
guess
get?
my original question I wanted to ask was if everyone thinks where do you think Leao is easily a Serie A player that's part of the team of the season this year? And on the left wing, I think honestly when I'm thinking of left wingers in Italy, Insigne was solid, but I think Leao had a better season. I mean we can check his stats, but I think they have similar stats, but I
Uh,
think Leao.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Uh, yeah, go ahead. I have to sign out. I'll be right back. Literally
Okay.
30 seconds. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I was saying I think Insigne's stats are close to Leao's, and I'm just comparing left wingers in Serie A.
Whatever. Can you check?
Insigne has in the league 11 goals and 9 assists
Okay,
this year.
those are pretty
Um,
good numbers.
I'm trying to think whether or not him or Leao will make the team of the season.
Ooh, they both deserve it. I mean, Insigne. I mean, I guess Leao is going to be above him. How much? I think Leao is what?
Leao has 11 goals as well, but only 6 assists.
That's still good. That's still good.
Right.
That's still good. I think Leao deserves it at this point. Yeah.
It's interesting because if you're going straight, with statistics, it's like how do you determine like what? I mean, it's kind of hard to like I'm saying to explain why Leao would be over Insigne in this.
Well, because at the end of the day, if let's say he wins the tournament, the fact that Leao comes back with a
Okay, yes,
goal,
that's right. If he wins yeah, right, that makes sense. I agree with that.
yeah, yeah. So that gives him that extra push over Insigne. But Insigne Insigne has helped his team get the third place. So he he wasn't better than Leao at the end of the day. So yeah.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
numerically, Insigne's contribution is close, and he has also scored more goals in the Europa League and that shit.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I think like that's going to be a close call, but if we win, hopefully Leao gets his credit. Magnan is easily keeper of the season, and Hernandez, I'm pretty sure, is going to be left back of the season because
Yeah.
Gosens, who was the challenger for the past couple of years, he barely played with Inter.
Yeah.
Inter has like on the left. Oh well, Perisic is a wing back actually. Is there? Oh wait, Perisic is interesting because he deserves a shout this season.
This doesn't matter how many penalties he has. It doesn't matter.
Perisic can play. He plays left wing back. So how is he going to fit into this?
It depends. It depends because let's say if now it comes down to the final. If Inter wins it, then Perisic has a good case. Perisic, as far as numbers, is also very similar to both Insigne and and what's his name and Leao.
Yeah.
So they're pretty close. It depends who wins it at the end. That will be the determining
Yeah,
factor.
Perisic has 7 goals and 7 assists, but he is like more of a wing back with that
Yeah,
defends more.
yeah, he wouldn't deserve it. With those numbers, he wouldn't deserve
Would
it.
he? But would they put him over Teo Hernandez if they're talking left backs?
Well, Theo Hernandez has similar numbers.
Hernandez has only 5 goals and 6 assists, so he's less, but he's also a
But
left back.
it's only one goal less.
That's true.
If we're looking, gonna you, if we're gonna use Perisic as a left back, Hernandez is probably gonna get it regardless. I think that's just
Yeah,
an opinion.
I mean, this season Hernandez doesn't have the as good offensive stats as he did, but he still has very solid statistics overall. And I'm trying to think of, I mean, honestly, other left backs. If you want to make the case, besides Paris, which I don't think there's really many other options, um, unless I'm missing anyone.
Yeah, no, those are you talking about the
Left
left back?
backs in Serie
Yeah,
A.
yeah, no, I think those are the only two. Well, who is the guy in Napoli? Who is he?
Uh, Napoli would be. It's a good question.
No, honestly, it could only be them two. There's nobody else in the left position that has done anything significant this season to merit that award.
Right. I'm looking at their players. I mean, yeah, I don't really see. Oh, Di Lorenzo, is that who you're talking? Or he's a right back.
Lorenzo's a
He's a
right
right
back.
back.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I see players like Mario Rui, Kevin Melquist, but they're not like
yeah,
significant
yeah,
at all.
yeah. Um, uh, Center backs, though, I do think that Tomori has a good case. I think
Well, I
Tomori.
think Skriniar deserves one, and probably Bremer deserves the other. If I'm
Oh,
being
by
honest.
the way, we talk a lot about it here. We talk about goals conceded. Look at Torino's goals conceded. They have 38.
Jesus,
That's
that's
that's really good.
yeah, it is. Bremer
That's
is
really good.
fantastic.
That's crazy. Like pretty much Torino is is in the top four category as far as goals. They're like literally right after Juventus. So they should be with those kind of goals. If they could score
Man, I
just
guess
like
Belotti isn't as prolific as you say, Roy.
well, he didn't play much this
Yeah.
season. But if they could have scored, let's see, where are they? 46. If they would have scored maybe 20 goals more, they'd be top four. They'd be top four. That's crazy. Yeah, Bremer is definitely the best defender in the league, I think.
Yeah, so Bremer and Skriniar will probably get it, if I'm being honest.
Uh,
Or
well, what?
or Koulibaly. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Koulibaly is my opinion. He's the best defender in the league. Uh,
Honestly, I don't.
but
I
Bremer is really good too. Even Tomori, those three men,
Tomori though, I think,
and
like for
Skriniar. Yeah,
example, Kalulu even did like it depends because in the second half of the season, Kalulu I think has been our best defender. Like I mean, but like Tomori has more of that like name recognition and that he's been consistent even into last season, so he's more well known. But I think that all of these defenders are up there. Honestly, it's hard to separate them.
yeah, yeah. It's going to be a tough battle to see who wins those awards right there. Mm. As far as right back, I don't think any of the Milan players deserve the right back. Neither Calabria or Florenzi.
Yeah,
I think the best right back was probably going to go either to Di Lorenzo or
Darmian.
Darmian or Dumfries or maybe Quadrado if they're going
Oh,
to
Quadra. Yeah, yeah.
maybe.
Atalanta. I mean, it's confusing because they have so many good. Like they have Mila, they have Hateboer, and a bunch of other players, but a lot of them didn't really play much. I feel like they were inconsistent.
Well, um, sorry, which ones?
I just named Mila and Hateboer like as
Oh,
two.
yeah. Well, but they have had such a poor season, though. I don't think they're in contention. I think it's going to be players that are finished in the top four. Most. I don't see any. Like maybe Tammy Abraham. Like maybe the striker. Maybe Immobile they're going to put.
Immobile has to go, I think, even though I despise him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the one. Now, Jamal says Perisic is the best player, guys. You need to look at the crucial goal and passes and goals, and has done it. Well, I mean, Theo Hernandez is just one goal less,
Two
and
goals, I think, but
no one. Theo
uh,
Hernandez is at
he has
5.
5, and Paris is just 7.
Oh, 7. Okay, two
Wait,
goals.
unless he has 7. I think he has 7 goals, 7 assists, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's a little bit more
that
offensive.
was that was just in the league as well.
Just in the league, right? Um, but Hernandez also has been very decisive for us, you know,
Hmm.
and Leao more decisive than Perisic has been for Inter, for sure. Leao has been more decisive. They've been both decisive. I mean, it's a tough one. It's going to be Leao, Perisic, and Insigne, because also Insigne has helped Napoli win many games with his assists and with his goals.
Yeah. And then any other Milan players that you think could make this team? Because Kessie is not making it this year.
No, I don't think so.
Unfortunately.
I think Brozovic
Maybe
is going to be there.
Tonali has a shout, but I don't think
Yeah,
he
yeah.
would get it.
I think Tonali is the only one that has a shot. Yeah, because Benacer no.
Yeah, we're not getting a striker, right winger cam in there. Right back, we're not getting. We're getting a goalkeeper, left back, left wing, maybe center back, but most likely not. And then some sort of central midfielder, so maybe Tonali.
Maybe Tonali. I'm pretty sure Brozovic is going to be one of them
Yes.
for sure. If they're going to do a 4-3-3, maybe Brozovic, maybe Tonali has a chance. Who are the other midfielders though?
Çalhanoğlu won't get it for
Oh,
sure, right?
Çalhanoğlu could. Çalhanoğlu could. Çalhanoğlu could for sure. He could. He's got very good numbers, and I mean he's second. You know, it's like whatever options do you have there? You know,
Barella.
I mean, Barella. Yeah. That's right. So maybe I would say my
Oh,
guess is
Pellegrini. What about Pellegrini?
Pellegrini. Yeah. He's a good shot too, Pellegrini. Yeah, Milinkovic Savic is obviously one of them.
Oh, by the way, did you see his goal today?
Brozovic, Barella, Tonali, Zelinski.
Did you see Milinkovic Savic's goal today?
No. Oh yeah, his last goal. The last goal.
Nice goal, man. From the side, he lifted it in
Yeah.
from that. It was a tight
Yeah,
angle.
It was a good goal. Yeah,
That
last
was a
second.
clutch
Play.
goal, yeah.
Yeah, and they needed it because
Now they guaranteed Europa League, I believe.
are they?
I think I read somewhere that they've guaranteed Europa League, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure in the table, sixth and seventh place both, or fifth and sixth place both get Europa League, right?
Oh right. So there are two Italian teams in the Europa League now.
Yeah, I think they added that, and I'm pretty sure that it's. They used to be, I think, that you would have to do qualifiers for the Europa League, but now it's just. I think the fifth and sixth place goes straight to the Europa League.
Oh great, guys! Italian football is back.
I believe also if Roma wins the Conference League, then they will also enter the. And if they don't make the Europa League, then they will enter the Europa League as well, and therefore we'd have more teams into the Europa League. And
Like honestly, if I just look at these, let's look at these teams right here going into Europe next season. Between Milan, Inter, Napoli, Juventus, Lazio, Roma. One, I hope Fiorentina. I prefer Atalanta than Fiorentina. I think we're gonna have a good season next year. Like,
what a shit show from Fiorentina today! Like unbelievable.
yeah,
I mean, like
against
that's
Sampdoria.
you have to beat Sampdoria.
And Sampdoria secured their spot in the Serie A for next season.
So Inter has a walkthrough game.
So Inter has a walkthrough game. But of course, we're not going to play to lose Sampdoria.
No, but
Sassu-
Inter's just gonna tear them apart because
yeah, I think it's less pressure. We're playing against less quality players. You know, we're playing against a team. Look, I mean, Sampdoria scored 46 goals and conceded 60. You know, that's a big difference. Sassuolo instead is much more balanced. They have scored 64. They have scored more goals than we have, by the way, and they have
yeah.
conceded more than double the
Wait,
amount
don't
that
we
we
have
have.
66 goals scored?
I think it was 60. Oh, 66. Yeah. So they have. So we've scored two more goals than they have. Yeah, I thought for some reason we were at 61.
Yeah. So Inter by far scored the most goals.
Yeah, Inter with the best goals rate. Yeah. And Lazio next. That's why they get that fifth spot. They've conceded many, but they scored many.
Yeah. Conference. I mean, I know you can say that you don't. I mean, like there's like a Mickey Mouse Cup and whatever, but honestly, at least the Conference League is something, and at least we're getting some sort of like at least for the teams that are lower in the table. Yo, what's up, Nathan? At least it's an opportunity for them to maybe get into Europe somehow and like gain some respect. You know what I mean?
It's a
Yeah,
great. The
I
Conference League is a great idea. I'm
I
so
like
happy
it. I
UEFA did
like
it.
it.
Yeah, I'm so happy UEFA did this. It's great for Serie A. It's absolutely
It
great.
helped, yeah, because I think our like sixth and seventh place teams are very strong. And scroll down in the table too. Sassuolo should be up there, but I don't know, they just dropped more points.
Where is Sassuolo?
They're like
Sassuolo
yeah,
is
they should be
50.
at least ninth place in my opinion with their quality.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I would say more. I think as Sassuolo. To be fair, Sassuolo should be here where Fiorentina is.
I mean, it's debatable, but yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's debatable. It's definitely
but they
debatable.
should definitely be there in the top 9 for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
I think we have a clear like 9 like the top 9 teams are pretty clear to me. Like not the order, but like who should be in the top 9 every year for the Serie A.
yeah. You can say that Sassuolo should be. Yeah, I agree with that. It should be Sassuolo instead of Verona. Yeah, and that is the correct. It's correct. It's these teams right here, these 9 teams here. But take Verona out, put Sassuolo there instead, and knock on fucking wood, that could happen.
Yeah, and you know what that means for if those teams, right? Those teams that we just mentioned are like going to be most likely consistent in the next couple of years. Let's go down to the bottom half of the table. That means that a lot of these other teams, there's like the cycling between Serie B and Serie A is pretty inconsistent the past couple of years. You have Cagliari going down potentially. Genoa confirmed going down.
Yeah, Genoa and Venezia are done.
Salernitana could be going up. Spezia did
Clear.
enough again to save themselves, but how many more years? I mean, Thiago Motta might be leaving. How many more
But
years can
this
they
is where
stay in?
I mean Spezia for them. This is a great season. Yeah, like this
Because
is
they
a fa-
saved themselves. Yeah, I
but
mean that's
this is where Spezia is supposed to be. Either if you're Spezia going into the season, your objective is 17, 16, 15, maybe 14. But you're not going to be above Sampdoria. You're not going to be above Bologna. You're not going to be.
well,
Maybe you can be
Empoli
above Empoli.
overperformed. I think Empoli
Yeah,
overperformed.
Empoli overperformed. Not above Udinese, Sassuolo, Torino, Verona. All these teams now.
Yeah,
So they had a good season. So it's going to be up to Salernitana and Cagliari, the last one. Who would you rather go to Serie B?
I think. I mean, this season we tied Salernitana, but I think that they're a worse team than Cagliari. I mean, I like based on their. But then again, Joao Pedro. Well, actually, I want Cagliari to go down because maybe we can capitalize with like Nunez, Marin, Joao. I mean, I don't think we want Joao Pedro, but like some of their players
Yeah,
potentially.
yeah, that's true. That's what I was thinking. Cagliari does have, let's say, maybe the more interesting players than Salernitana.
Yeah,
Um, they definitely underachieved. Cagliari
but I
definitely
do
underachieved.
feel. I mean, I don't really like Cagliari necessarily, but I mean they've been in the Serie A for a while now, so it does feel it's a bit strange to see them go down. I think Roy, can you check the Serie A B table? Because I'm pretty sure Monza might make the Serie A this year.
Yes, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, which is Galliani's team.
Berlusconi's team.
Well, yes, but and he's involved as well, right?
No, Berlusconi's the owner.
Yeah, but Galliani's involved, I believe.
Yeah, Galliani is doing what he did with Milan. Um, it would be great to play to see Monza and to have Berlusconi and Galliani be at the stadium again. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome when they were at the stadium the past game.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, did you not see the clips of them? Like they were in the stands with the they were
No
cheering.
way. No
Well,
way.
I actually sorry, not Berlusconi, I don't think, but Galliani was there for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a
Wow.
clip of that.
I didn't see that. I know. Wasn't Gordon Singer at the stadium?
Who's Gordon Singer? Is you mean
Or no? No,
Paul
no,
Singer is the
no, no.
owner of
Elliot. Elliot. What's his name?
yeah, Paul Singer, I believe.
Wasn't he there? I thought I heard.
Maybe he was. I know there were
Larry
a lot of
told me.
celebrities though.
Ba-
I'll look
ba-
it
ba-
up.
ba- 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 Where do you find Serie B?
Just look it up online.
What the freak?
Oh, it says Gordon Singer is the son of I think Paul Singer.
Oh, you know what? Let's check this for a second. I want to see Sassuolo's form, recent form, because I know they're coming from a decent form, right? So Sassuolo here. Oh, okay. So they won 4-1 against Spezia. No, no, no. This is incorrect. Hold on. Let's. What the fuck? Okay. All right, Sassuolo. Oh my god, they're coming from some really shit form. Damn. So Sassuolo lost to Cagliari, lost to Juventus, lost to Napoli by a lot, 6-1. Tied against Udinese, won against Bologna.
Are you sure it's not the other way?
What do you mean, by the way?
Wait, who was the on the other side of that
No,
scale?
is it?
Because their last they played Udinese recently. I thought.
Yeah, yeah. Sassuolo
Oh,
Udinese
okay.
1-1.
Sorry. Yeah, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so they're not coming from a great form. Maybe it could be the beginning of a cycle. Milan has been on a great cycle here since day 23. Nice. Inter, good cycle. This cycle here was excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah, we always have
6.
that poor part of the season, but
And one thing that I really liked about this Milan here, this new Milan rather than the old Milan, is that we're starting the season really strong and we're accumulating those points in the beginning. So once we're towards the end, like we had the bad form in the right moment in the middle.
yeah, we always have a good beginning and pretty good end. I think.
It's in these two last seasons, but in the banter era it was a mess,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. Yeah, I mean, I think the team is good enough, has everything they need to win this last game, and to take it. You got to take it. You got to take it.
Yeah,
Like how much though I'm doing research on each player. What the fuck are these guys talking about? These guys are talking about
yeah.
girth.
Just ignore that. Ignore that.
Do you know these people?
No, I don't. But like, don't.
I know for a fact that Silva wasn't there because his face starts to decay when exposed at temperatures over 27 degrees. The midpoint of the season is the toughest. Yeah, and one really great thing that we were able to do this season that we didn't do last season was that we kept the team healthy at the end. While last season our team was a mess. Freaking what do you call it? Milan Lab was had a lot of fucking players. It was a mess. It was a mess. But Milan Lab didn't disappoint us this time. What do you say?
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, besides the beginning of the season, I thought it wasn't too bad compared to last season, especially. But I think we're getting, definitely not as bad as what we thought it would be at the beginning of the season. So they definitely didn't disappoint. Um, look at the curse of Romelu Lukaku last season. Yeah, Lukaku definitely curses with the voodoo stuff that Ibra was saying.
He had a great season, Lukaku.
Very strong. But yeah, no, I mean overall can't complain about this season, especially now everyone's healthy, so it must have done something.
Yeah, no, no. I think I don't know. Of course, Your brother? Is this your brother? I know
That's
it's your brother.
not. No, I don't know him.
I would say the same thing too if I were you. Reading
I
these
don't know who
chats.
that is.
I think Kessie is too good for Roy's ponytail. Also, if you don't read this, Roy, you're homophobic and you like being racist too many times. Dude, what's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with him? Like, why is he like this? Do you bully
I
him?
don't know who that is. I'm being
You
serious.
bully him, right?
No, I don't know who this is. Nathan's here.
What's up, Nathan? How you doing?
How's it going, guys? I got a few minutes.
What do you want to say in a few minutes?
I was saying that remember I told you Roy Sassuolo's form right now is really bad.
Yeah,
We should. I'm not gonna say not worry about them, but we should smell blood in the waters and go in and kill them.
I agree.
Like they can't. They've been leaking goals every game, so there's no reason why we shouldn't put in at least two or three
I
with the
100% agree.
form we're with the form that we're in right now.
Yeah, and the whole team is healthy. Our whole team is freaking healthy. So like, there's, I know it's I don't you know someone might think hey don't jinx it or whatever, but honestly Milan has no excuses. Like there's no excuses. There's nothing that can say that we should lose. Like everything says that we should win this game, and they have to play to win it because they have the team, they have the depth, they have the quality, they have the reason. They have to play to win. They gotta win.
I don't even want to draw. I don't even want Inter to have the satisfaction of being level on points with us.
No, I agree. I think they should play to win for sure.
Well, I don't care as long as we get the trophy. To be honest with you, I mean that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't want them to be level on points with us. I'm not saying it takes away from our victory, but it just would mean more to just be distinguishedly better than them.
Yeah. I also I brought this up earlier. The interview that Dionisi gave today. Very respectful, but at the same time, he kind of, you can't. You just gotta. These guys are gonna want to kill you. I mean, that's how you gotta take it.
Yeah, yeah,
Unless Berardi's like plays,
like how
because
Yeah,
he normally does against us.
right. Unless we just say, well, we'll,
and
we'll
and
buy him.
and I think we're literally all of them are Interisti. Berardi
Yeah,
was
I'm
an
pretty sure I
Interista.
know. Yeah, I heard about
Berardi.
that.
I don't know if Scamacca was an Interista. I think he's a Romanista. He was born in Rome, but maybe I think I heard he was an Interista when he was a child, and same with Raspadori. I think.
I'm positive that Raspadori and Berardi are Interisti. I'm positive about that. Um, and then I don't know about Scamacca for sure, but yeah, I know those two are.
Well,
Roy, permission to put some of these people in timeout.
Yeah, sure.
I
Whatever you
won't
want.
do it yet. I won't do it yet. But if I say something crazy,
there's some people in the comments that are saying some pretty gay shit.
well, I will. That's why I want to get the Blue Knight, Roy. Just hit
You
me up
want
with
the
the.
Blue Knight. You want the Blue Knight.
I do.
So you can time out your brother.
And
It's not my brother.
Antonio wants to be the Punisher.
I want
Yes.
justice, Roy.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, you can have the you have the authority of timing out if you want.
Okay, but what about the Blue Knight? When does that happen?
You want it right now.
I don't know. What you know? It'd be
Um,
nice.
yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Okay. Well, we have. You promised though. Latest this summer, you said.
No, 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 no. I think
Who is Coco? Who
Uh,
is this guy?
okay, that's a timeout.
maybe is this your cousin?
No, I don't know these people. I'm being honest. I swear I don't know these people.
He's the one who's talking about Kessie's girth and fucking weird shit.
Um, what were you saying?
What do you guys think's gonna
Roy,
start?
you said wait. When do I get the Blue Knight though?
Let's do this. Right after the season's over,
Okay. Okay.
because the Calcio Mercato has to start right away,
Yeah.
so we got to get on that.
Ooh, when does it start? Mid June?
Uh. Yeah, I think so. Well, I
Well,
will say
the
this. I will say this. I want. I will be there for the Milan news. I think it would be a good idea. I think we if let's. I don't want to jinx anything, but let's say Milan was to get let's say some silverware in the. We would have some sort of celebration live stream for sure, right?
no, I don't think so.
No,
No.
why not?
Ooh, the real question, Roy, is if we win the title, will there be the first ever 24/7 live stream or 24-hour live stream? That's the real
Well,
question.
That
I won't do it if someone else
Because
wants to
you
do it.
well,
remember,
we have to just keep. We can just take shifts and keep it
and
going.
Antonio, do
Yeah,
you
sure.
remember in the
Yes, I
beginning
was
of
in
the
that
year?
one.
Do you
We
remember the
had like a.
beginning of the year,
Didn't we have a
Antonio?
12-hour one at least?
I can't remember how long it was, but
Yeah, it was something like 12 hours. Yeah.
do you remember though, in the beginning of the year, there was talk that maybe for the first Champions League game that we'd do a 24-hour stream, and it did not happen. It did not happen, Roy. I need you to explain yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I we should Roy. I mean, we got to do some sort of celebration stream.
Um.
How
Well,
can you?
let's talk about celebration after we win it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Let's do that.
I'm
Let's
just
do it.
saying in that case we should.
Yes. Yeah. All right. This guy is annoying me. I have to.
Are you gonna?
You're gonna have to time him out.
You want me to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Done.
I think it needs to be more than just 5 minutes. Poon
Nice.
Tank, we've done 12 hours before. I think I was part of that as well.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like that was insanity. Like that was in the summer.
I actually got sick during that stream.
We were talking for so long.
Yeah. What was that? 12 hours or something? I think it's
Yeah.
11 and something. 11. But yeah, if 24 hour, we should do that one time. But it has to be
But we
like
have to take shifts so that
exactly.
to keep it going.
Yeah.
We have three time zones though. I mean, three main time zones with Liart, me, and you, Roy. Like West Coast, East Coast, and Europe, England. So
It'd be if
okay, another
it'd be
ban, another timeout.
maybe if you can get
Um.
Rohit in there too because he's isn't he in the Middle Eastern time? So it'd be easier for him at like the later times compared to us.
Rohit? No.
Yeah.
After what he said about Calabria, no. No.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh wait, what did he say
I'm
about
joking.
Calabria?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
He said Calabria was basically no good.
Well, I don't know if he said that exactly, but I know that
No, he pretty much said Calabria could basically be sold.
Well, no,
I
he's
might
saying
be
that
I
he's
might be
saying
paraphrasing, but
yeah, yeah, no, more or less that is what he's saying. He's saying that Calabria is, he's good, but there's always someone that is better, and you should always go for the person that is better. Now, going back to the conversation regarding Calabria, I think Calabria is perfect for Milan. For me, the fact that he does some mistakes when he passes the ball, it's fine. We already have an attacking left back, and it's Hernandez. The other guy can be more defensive. Defensively, Calabria's fuck, man. He looks solid as fuck. No, like
yeah.
I mean, even when he does get dribbled, he always recovers though. You know, like people are seeing the dribble, but they're not seeing the recovery. And of course, the recovery happens because the other defenders are moving into spaces, therefore slowing down the attacker with the ball. But he always recovers, and he's there, and they work together perfectly. And it's not like that has happened every game. That happened that one game where I don't know, it was against Verona. That guy there took him a bunch of times. But that's I'm not. I haven't seen many people take Calabria on.
Yeah,
I see a lot of people struggling against Calabria.
yeah, me too. I thought it was really strange that he came for Calabria of all the people in defense.
Yeah, that was funny though. Calabria has a tendency to get blindsided with a through ball down the wings.
Mm,
Well, I mean, it's happened once. Has it happened
yeah,
many times?
but I mean, it's not just him though. I mean, Tomori's been blindsided with that same pass. So is
Oh yeah,
Kalulu.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
is Romagnoli, Gabbia,
I'm
Hernandez,
just.
Ballatore. Like we can't just cherry pick. That's the problem. People are cherry
What do you
picking.
mean he's not consistent in the 1v1s? He's what do you mean offensively or defensively? Because 1v1s defensively, he almost always wins the battle.
Yeah,
And we're forgetting that he's a defender. He's not a striker. He's not a winger. He's not an attacker. He's a defender. And then he can go and attack.
yeah.
But he's a defender. That's what we need. We need a defender. Like with the
I
Verona
mean,
goal. Yeah, yeah, that was one time. But
yeah,
we
but
checked it. Actually, we checked his stats. We looked at his stats, and that is the only mistake that has led to a goal that he has done all season. That's it. And also, Kalulu in there, guys. We also have to be fair, because now we want to kind of attack Calabria, but we need to be fair. But okay, so they got the cross in, but someone did not win the ball there. Who did? Someone didn't win the aerial duel. Okay, so nobody's talking about that guy. I think there's a little bit of this. We gotta attack Calabria.
it really, if Calabria was on any other team, any other big team, there'd be nothing but high praise from all the pundits and whatnot. But they're gonna see, especially next year,
Uh,
that
Hold on, Yango. Sorry, Nathan. Well,
yeah,
Teo was not even there. Teo was not there because we conceded that goal while we are moving forward. So Teo was expecting a layoff ball from Giroud.
Silly.
what
What the
the hell
fuck?
was
What the fuck was that? But anyway, Teo was expecting a layoff. Remember when Giroud messed up the layoff? Nathan,
that? Yeah,
you remember when he messed up that layoff? Teo was already up the field.
yeah. And if anything, Giroud after that layoff, he didn't even track. He didn't even track back and get the ball because Giroud should have been the furthest attacker back in defense because he's the one who fucked it up.
Yeah, I think Krunic was on him at that point. It was speed. What the fuck is that? And Kalulu also happens to cross better than him. I don't know. I
Calabria
don't.
actually puts in good crosses. It's just without a mobile striker to move from one area, it looks worse than what it is.
Say what? Say again.
I was saying Calabria's crosses actually aren't that bad. It's just the lack of movement from our center forward.
Calabria's a great player.
Dude, what the fuck was that, Antonio?
Well, I don't know. Wait, what? I'm so I was out. I was away from my computer.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Boonting, I don't think he had a replacement for Calabria.
No, he was just making the argument, right?
Yeah. Well, I think he was talking about how Calabria in the like against Verona, he got beat a lot against like Lazetic. Um, and I think that sometimes his defending can be a little bit like, I mean, he's some games he looks very solid one on one, and other games he gets beaten by pace and people get behind him, and that's what happened when they scored their goal. So I think that's just the point he was making.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Right now, Calabria has not had like great games, and he's kind of like a lot of people are you know maybe not happy with him, but I think he's gonna stay at Milan, and he's not going anywhere, and he's gonna have a great season. I think next season is gonna have a great season. And also, Calabria doesn't cross well at all. You can check his accuracy in the stats. Well, let's see his stats. Let's see his stats.
The
Yeah,
thing is,
no,
Boonting
Calabria.
doesn't.
Calabria is actually a great player, and I think people are being not not seeing him correctly. It's kind of like honestly, it's kind of like what you did with Salamakers. Like you're not really seeing what he's there to do, and people are expecting because the other guy, a left back, Hernandez is playing like Maradona. You're expecting the other left back to do the same. It's not like that.
Roy, I actually this is kind of random, but so last summer I remember we had when Lucas was joining the lives. He brought up this point one time, and at the time everyone thought he was crazy, and he said that Inter this year, I think he said something, I think he was very confident in Inter. I don't know if he said that they would. He said that they could win the Champions League, but I think he also said that they were just going to be very good, because I was after they had lost their best players. He was still confident in them, and we had a long debate about this actually. And I wanted to ask you, how do you think his predictions were that far off this season?
Sorry, who?
Lucas.
What about him?
Hey guys, I gotta go.
All right,
All
later,
right.
man.
See you, Nathan.
What's up? Forza Milan, and
Forza
keep up the
Milan.
good work, Antonio.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, but don't bring your friends with you, Antonio. They're
They're,
weirdo.
what are you talking about?
They're weirdos. Your brother and your
I
cousin
don't.
are
They're not. I
freaking
don't know
weirdos.
those people.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
know
say the
those.
same thing. Anyway, sorry.
I don't. Why do you think I know those people, right?
No, no, I'm joking. Go ahead, go ahead. What you're saying something?
I was saying Lucas used to say that Inter
Yeah.
were like he was predicting that they would be very like good this season, even though other people were saying that they were like collapsing because of the financial situation.
Uh, Lucas' predictions were pretty bad.
I think no, we had a whole. I think I mean he was saying something like he was very confident in Inter's abilities. I think that's what he was saying.
Okay, but that's easy. But overall, his predictions were really poor about all the Milan players. About well, apart from Leao, but
Yeah, he
his
said Leao was yeah.
but to be fair, I said Atalanta was going to win the league this year. I was so I was very wrong about that.
You guys were riding that Atalanta train. I put Juventus first, to be honest, but that's just because I was scared of Juventus.
I had Atalanta first, Milan second, Inter third, Juventus fourth.
Yeah, I think I put Atalanta fourth. I mean, if you put Atalanta like in eighth place, then you're just crazy.
Well, no, I think he is a great player. Calabria is a great player. You guys, you guys will see that he'll play big games in Europe, and he's gonna get assists, and he's gonna get a
He
goal.
looked shaky against Liverpool for sure. I will say that.
Yeah, he looks, but that's fine. You'll see that when he plays in Europe, and he's gonna play in Europe every year. He's gonna get assists. He's gonna get goals. He's gonna have great games, and all of a sudden, people are gonna fall in love with him again. It's always kind of the same thing. I do agree with that. Pessina is a great player, but his I think we're done with Pessina. I don't see him coming back to Milan.
Yeah. Do you want to maybe discuss? I mean, I guess we're just talking about the the league, but I mean, it's a bit early to do tactics for the game. I think we're
Well,
gonna have.
no, we can discuss that. I think it's going to be pretty predictable. The
Yeah.
tactics are
By the
pretty
way, I was
predictable.
wondering if can I join you for the tactic preview if you're doing one.
Sure. Yeah.
I've always
Um,
wanted to look at the board.
the
When you do that.
tactics, the tactics, I think are going to be pretty predictable. Sassuolo only really plays one way. They don't play many different ways. They're going to play with a 4-2-3-1,
Sure.
and Milan, I think they're going to do the exact same thing they did these two last games. Krunic, they're going to start with Krunic and Salamakers, and then bring in the big guns in the second half.
Yep. Um. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I'm checking Milan news also to make sure we're not missing anything important.
It's harsh to say Calabria is not good enough attacking wise for what Milan wants to become. Therefore, you should get money for him now for an effect right before he becomes. He's not going to become a liability. He's not going to.
Um. Roy, I can't hear you anymore. Is that just me? In the chat, can you guys hear Roy?
Hello.
I can hear. I can hear you
I
now.
was saying our greatest weakness in Europe was not Calabria. It was the referees.
Ah.
Yeah. Calabria is our Massimo, although good, but not definitely not Cafu. Roy has been abducted by aliens. Kangu spot on, but I
So
wouldn't
guys,
sell him. Yeah,
what
yeah.
about? So let's talk about Paulo Dybala for a second because I have to look at my research. What the heck is happening with him? Because he's definitely leaving. But at first it was like, oh, it's Inter, but now it's like it can be anywhere. We don't know.
Uh, I kind of got emotional, man, when I saw him today, dude. Like, he was bawling, man. He was crying his eyes out. I was like, damn, man. Yo, like, he loves that town. He loves the fans. It was, like, really sad for him today. It was real. It was legit, he really
Yeah.
felt it.
And now I'm looking online. It's all Premier League teams that are linked with him.
I think so. I think it is maybe. Like,
Would you want him, Roy?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
It is a cam.
I'm not sure because that's a tough one. Right now, I'm inclined to say no.
Mm.
I would take the project in a different direction, and I
Yeah.
and I do know for a fact. We know this for a fact. This is not fake news. That Maldini has spoken to the agent. They have inquired,
Yeah.
but the prices are just not what we want to do as a club. So
Yeah. And so it's the chat. We have yes. We need a cam. And Dybala to Newcastle. That's actually. I mean, it's possible.
nah.
Yeah. Anything's possible.
To Newcastle, Dybala is going to go to play I mean, if he doesn't go and play the Champions League, then I mean I don't know. Like, let's be realistic. Okay, Newcastle is a wild bet that if you win, you make a lot of money. Okay, that's the reality when it comes to Newcastle. It's a bet. You can place the bet. Maybe one chance out of 10. But whatever teams are looking for that kind of player that could pay that player what he wants. In Italy, both Inter and Milan potentially could. Roma was linked with Dybala. A lot of the Romanisti were really thinking that Dybala was going to Roma last week,
Oh
but
wow.
let's be realistic. That's not going to happen. So Spain, he could fit well in Barcelona's system for how he plays football.
Yes, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a good point, but I feel like he's going. Premier League is the most likely destination.
Premier League, he could go to Chelsea. I could see him at Chelsea.
I'm seeing Arsenal. I'm seeing Tottenham.
He could
Maybe.
go to Tottenham, yeah, but he's downgrading though. I'm not saying these teams
Well,
because.
Tottenham is actually. I think they're going to make the Champions League.
Oh, okay. So then
Yeah.
that changes everything.
Because Arsenal's not is probably not going to make it. Man United's out. So
Yeah, both. I would put Man United still has the power to do this kind of shit. They have the appeal. They're one of the very few clubs that even if they're not in the Champions League, they can attract a big player. But that's about it when it comes to England. So I don't know if Tottenham reach the Champions League.
well, I mean that's assuming that the big teams like Chelsea, Liverpool, and City don't want him. But I don't think they're going to take him.
This is funny. Zebra here, zebra there. Zebras can change countries, but colors remain the same. He might go to Roma. Arsenal ship a bed. Dybala to PSG. Yeah, that's a good one too. Dybala to PSG.
Everyone to PSG.
No, especially, but that kind of makes sense because Angel Di Maria is not. He's not renewing his contract, right? His contract is expiring. So they're going to be replacing. They have to replace him with someone, and that's actually a perfect replacement.
Well, Di Maria is also more of a right winger, but yeah,
Oh, right. He is a right wing. No, but he plays on the left too, right?
he can play. I think.
No, on the right wing. Yeah. Dybala is a right winger. Yeah. Dybala is a right winger.
I thought he was more of a cam.
Yeah, he's a cam, but if you look at how he plays, look at his heat map. He plays pretty much on the right, and then he comes in. So he plays there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, attacking midfield, right wing striker. So yeah, I would say PSG is very possible.
Yeah. PSG, man, always there.
PSG, man, the circus of football. If City and Liverpool wouldn't take Dybala, why should Milan? It's as simple as that. Don't bite. What? If City and Liverpool wouldn't take Dybala, but Liverpool doesn't need Dybala because first of all, Liverpool plays a 4-3-3. Dybala is not a 4-3-3 kind of player unless you want to play with a false nine.
I don't think he'd work well with Liverpool at all.
I don't think so either.
With
I
their
think
play style, he's more of like I'm not saying he's slower paced, but he's more of like a pass oriented instead of like pressing
yeah,
and running. Like
yeah. He does. He fits with teams that have attacking midfield kind of roles. How does Tottenham play though?
well, they are now with like a
What's up, Anwar?
3-5-2, 3-4-3 sort of like they have a front three of Kulusevski, Kane, and Son, and it's Conte, so he counterattacks, and they have like a five-man midfield, so maybe he could fit in there.
Yeah. He could with two strikers. Yeah, you said 3-5-2.
Or like a 3-4-3 because
Oh, three.
Kulusevski and
Oh, he
Kane,
plays a 3-3. So Kane, Kulusevski.
Son.
Yeah, he could. Oh, Song. He could potentially do what Kulusevski does potentially, but I wouldn't trust Dybala to do that work defensively though. I wonder.
Yeah.
Donnarumma was voted best goalkeeper in Ligue 1.
I heard that PSG fans say that Navas is better anyways on the same team. But
Don't you think he can fit Milan as a cam or second striker? Yes, I think he could. Yeah.
I think he could fit with us, but I don't know. It's a risk.
No. The reason why I was saying I would maybe spend the money somewhere or spend that wage money somewhere else. But like, I'm happy pretty much if we go with Sanchez. Let's say if we're gonna get a top player and we only have the option to get one top player, maybe it wouldn't be Dybala.
Yeah, I can see that.
But he could definitely fit in our system. Yeah.
Yeah, I think though with I don't know. There's not really many cams that contribute defensively as what like purely wants. You know.
Well, the thing about our cam role, again, this is not how we like to see cams. It's how Pioli envisions his cam. He wants a cam that does a lot of dirty work. So obviously Dybala is not that guy, but he could do he could fit in the team. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So who do you think the ideal, well, besides Nkunku, like who do you think is an ideal cam then?
Renato Sanchez for Pioli's system, for how Pioli envisions football. Renato Sanchez.
Okay. It's
For how
decided.
me and maybe even majority of people would like to see football, it'd be Dybala or Nkunku or these kind of players. But for how Pioli, at least so far, has shown us how he likes his attacking midfielder, would be Renato Sanchez is perfect.
Roy, I'm telling you, if Manchester United getting Nkunku this summer, I'm gonna be very pissed off.
That is a possibility. That is a possibility. Yeah, that is definitely a possibility. You think Pioli will change formation? Well, we'll see this summer. You know, he's been working on this system, and he's been developing it for now 2 years more or less.
Yeah, I do know. Wait, Roy, I do. I'm sorry. I do want to say that I think he's been tweaking the system a lot recently. Like, do you see Tonali pushing up a lot more? You see,
He
like,
yeah,
the back three.
it's a continuous evolution and of tweaking and fixing things, but it has been most of the season. It starts in the 4-2-3-1 in the build up. It's a three at the back, sometimes two at the back, but you always have that pivot going, joining the bottom three, and then the fullbacks go up. Honestly, I don't think he's going to change it. I think he's going to tweak it a little bit more, but I don't see him revolutionizing the formation and going with a completely different formation. I mean, it'd be strange to me that a coach would do that. I think it'd be like, first of all, don't change what is not broken. First of all, and second of all, you've been working on this machine for such a long time, so that's why I don't see him changing it completely.
Yeah. Kangu brings up Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen, and he's young and he's a good potential future cam as well. But I don't know. He doesn't have. I mean, maybe he is ready.
Ritz, okay, I'm not familiar with him.
Florian Wirtz. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's already a part of the German national team. Well,
Oh, okay. Dang.
the youth
That's
team for
that's
sure,
impressive.
and then I think recently probably the national team.
I don't know enough about Ali to see whether or not what was this. I still don't know enough about Ali to see how people will reckon
I
he's our scam. He
I don't
could
know if
be.
he's
He
first
could
of
be.
all if
He
I
could
don't
be.
think
Yeah.
he's going to be a starting cam. I doubt it.
Yeah. If we were to make like a safe bet kind of prediction, like Ali is going to be more like on the bench most of the games, and he's not going to be playing that much his first season. He's going to slowly build up into the team, unless he joins Milan and he's like Kaká. Kaká right away was the starter, took away Rui Costa's spot.
Yeah. Marco Asensio rumors, I guess they're kind of in and out. It depends on the day. He's a realistic possibility. I don't know if I'd like him too much, but
Whatever happened to Versailles Asensio?
yeah.
Yeah, but he was asking for like at least the reports were saying that he was asking for 7 million. It's like, yeah, bruh, chill out, man. 7 million? No, no, you ain't fooling nobody. Joel, I don't know if you can bring one player for our league to Milan this summer to play on the
Wow.
right.
Oh, from our league. Okay. Well, that's Berardi then. I mean,
Yeah, Berardi or Zaniolo, one of the two.
from our league. Yeah. I mean, who else? Berardi. I'm trying to think of. Delufeo is more of like a cam, right?
Delufeo honestly wouldn't be a bad choice either. I mean, he's been looking good this year.
He's solid. Um, our yeah,
Yeah,
our
our
league.
league, Berardi, I would say. Berardi and Zaniolo, those two.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the best teams. Like Inter doesn't really have any right wingers that are too
No,
attractive.
no.
Um,
I mean, Chiesa, of course, but
Juventus.
Chiesa was.
Well, right, but
Yeah, Chiesa is. Unfortunately, Chiesa is not going to be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, don't forget when he comes back, Juventus are gonna have him as well with
Yeah, Juventus.
Vlahovic.
Juventus with Osimhen with Leao. Yeah, Osimhen would be as far as the centers forward. Osimhen would be my first choice for sure.
I already talked about this, but Abraham is mine.
Really? Well, they're very
Yeah,
similar. We're very
yeah.
similar. We're very similar.
Even
We're very
though I
similar.
mean, people are gonna say Vlahovic, and
No, 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 no. I'm not into Vlahovic. For me is
I
no.
think
Okay, Vlahovic 75 may forget it. That's a joke. Come on, my man.
yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Abraham is better. Oh, I prefer him more.
We'll probably play with the same system we have now: 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, with Sanchez instead of Krunic, Botman as center back, Kalulu as right back, new right wing, center forward, and possibly CM. Possibly CM too.
CM. Wait for which player?
A new right wing, new center forward. Yeah, new right wing. I think new center forward. I
Does that
think
mean
Origi.
Messias will be
Yeah, so we go
left
to
on?
this. I mean, let's talk about Messias. Messias.
Honestly, I'm gonna make a bold statement, and you're probably gonna disagree. I think
Okay.
Messias deserves it over Salamakers. Deserves to stay on the team.
Oh, deserves to stay.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know because Salamakers gives you a tactical solution that is very interesting. That is very useful. Is very useful.
yeah. I think
Tactically, Salamakers is a very useful player. Messias is a great player as far as mentality goes because he's all about the work. He's all about humbleness. He trains great. Obviously, he can't do what Salamakers does as far as work rate, but Messias has the assist. He has better quality. As a matter of fact, Messias got the one of the most important assists of the season right now. The
yeah,
assist for Leao,
Champions League goal as well, and
Champions League goal. Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. I think both of them deserve to stay. Both of them deserve to stay, but I think it is necessary to get a top player in that position.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to jinx us again, but just think about. Can you believe that Messias could potentially win? Like, has a chance of winning the league. Like, look how much, and he was literally in Serie D like 3 years ago. Like, isn't that crazy?
Who? Oh
Messias.
yeah, I mean Messias became a professional footballer at the age of 27, right?
Yeah, can you believe the position he's in?
That's incredible. That's incredible. What a story. Um, no,
Man,
he's
I hope we win this, man.
Messias. Yeah, honestly, it'll be a heartbreak to see. For me, at least, it'll be a heartbreak to see any of these two players leave. I think they've both been
Messias does not deserve to be
warriors.
cut necessarily.
I don't think he does, but in my opinion, never does Salamakers. I see a lot of value in Salamakers.
Yeah, I think Salamakers though. He also, I mean, he lost a little bit of confidence. I think because he was benched for a while, but he was better earlier on.
Well, when Salamakers was the only option we had there, pretty much, him and Castillo, Salamakers was winning that duel, and Salamakers was extremely important in our first season making it into the Champions
Yeah,
League.
yeah,
He was one of the key players. Um, Now, this season, Messias comes along. Messias definitely more quality, definitely more mature, 100%. Definitely better worker in training, Messias. So now Salamakers has this. Now he has iron. That is, iron sharpens iron. He has to use this opportunity, the competition, to get better. Hopefully, he doesn't get lost because if he gets lost, then we lose him. But if he can use this competition to push him, he can be very useful in the upcoming years.
yeah. We also, I want to make a video after the league ends where we like talk about which players are going to be leaving for sure, which players are gonna come in, things like
Yeah,
that. Because Castillejo and other players, they're gonna be
definitely
gone.
leaving. Definitely leaving Castillo.
So we're gonna recycle
Castillo is definitely leaving.
Lazetic on loan for sure.
Lazetic, I think, on loan, yeah. Gabbia, possibly also on loan. I don't know.
Yeah, right. If we get
That
another center back for sure.
I've proposed this as an idea to the ether of the universe. Daniel Maldini loan
Yes.
to Sassuolo. Sassuolo, good place for young attackers. I want to see Castillo play next game. Okay. What you think about Raspadori for cam or on the right? Raspadori is a great option actually for the cam role. On the right, I haven't seen him play on the right, but because Berardi pretty much hogs that space. So I've never seen him on the right, but on the cam he's very good. What about you? What do you think?
Cam is yeah, he's great. Yeah, I mean we have to see. Is he really a winger? I'm not. I mean maybe he can play left wing, but
I don't mind this actually. What Anwar is saying. If we get two right wings, we should loan him to Dortmund or a team playing in Europe. Now that would be a good solution for Salamakers. Not to sell him, but maybe loan him out in another team, maybe a Europa League team, yeah, or yeah, probably a Europa League is more realistic. So at least he still gets those minutes. Then by the time he's 23, 24, 25, we can have a very good player that does the work rate, like Ambrosini, Gattuso, these kind of players that did the work rate.
yeah.
Because
I mean I do think though that it's 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 not that Messias doesn't have doesn't really do much work rate. It's that he doesn't really do it like defensively. He doesn't go back or into the middle of the field like Salamakers does. But he still works very hard. I
no, no,
think.
no. Messias works very hard. Yeah, of course. It's just like the style of play. Salamakers is kind of like he'll chase the ball. He just chases the ball all over the field. That kind of guy.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I didn't mind this solution here. Who knows what will happen with Salamakers? Ibra
Yeah.
is always a blessing against Sassuolo. I think we might see Ibra play.
Another story, if we somehow manage to pull this off, Ibra, the change that he did, that he helped us,
Yeah.
go like undertake is crazy. Jesse Lingard is a really good player, but he's not that young, and
I'm not a big fan of Jesse Lingard.
he's a good player, I think. But he's not nothing too special. But he'd be okay.
Did you see Salamaker's face when he got substituted and at some point after the game he's clearly depressed? It might be because we're selling him. Well, okay, but I mean, maybe we're selling him, I don't know. But if you're playing football and you're fighting and your adrenaline is at 100 miles per hour, plus you're young, so you have a little bit of difficulty accepting these kind of decisions where you're taken out of that kind of situation right away. It's very difficult for players to manage their feelings because pretty much, essentially, every time you get subbed out, most of the times, you're like, man, I don't want. I want to keep on playing. I'm fighting. I'm a warrior right now. Uh, after the game, I saw him celebrate with the team.
I saw when he got subbed out, he looked upset.
Yeah, well, he definitely looked upset. After the game, I saw him jump with the team, celebrate. Maybe I didn't see this. I saw him celebrate with the team. I don't know. I don't know. I think he will want to retire in glory, scoring a goal in the last game.
Will Ibra retire this year?
Will Eber retire? I don't know. I think if I'm gonna make a guess, I'd say yes.
If we win the league, I mean, what one would be a better time? I don't know.
Yeah,
Man, I don't want to say that though. I keep jinxing this. Like, my goodness, it's crazy, guys. Can we do this? I wish. I always have to suffer to the last match. This is crazy.
he did celebrate, but he looks sad. Well, I mean, honestly speaking, Salamakers this season, obviously for him personally, for his career, it's a little bit of a downgrade from last season. Last season he was a central figure in the team. This year, he's been having to compete for that spot. Messias.
Yeah, but I think his attacking quality is atrocious, though. I mean, like you can't have that as a starter.
Yeah, and that is what punishes Salamakers, is because he was adapted into that role. Mostly because we didn't have viable solutions at that time. But in that role, the job that he did, helped the team be a very solid team defensively and helped the team do a very good high press. And that team was able to finish, second after what 7, 8 years of never making top four.
Yeah.
So his work that he did last year was absolutely gold, absolutely gold. But yeah, you're right that offensively, from your right winger, you're expecting much more of that kind of output, offensive output.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's I
And,
think
and
a loan
honestly,
move would work.
honestly, that's why I would keep him because that solution of having these kind of players that can play these roles but slightly different and be more defensive or help you in high press and work rate in positions where normally you would have more offensive players. It gives you more solutions depending on the game. So that's why I would keep him. That's where I see the value in him.
Yeah. So how would you rate Messias this season?
Okay, so far I think the Operation Messias was spot on. Like I don't know what the situation was with the bank account at the time, but Messias was the guy that they decided to get, and Messias, the most important game so far of the season, he got the assist right away.
Yeah, he scored big goals.
He scored big
Let me check
goals.
his
Yeah,
statistics. Oh yeah, I think you were gonna do that, but
his numbers are not great,
yeah.
but he's not a contender for right winger of the year. But he's done a good job. 26 played, 14 started. So Salamaker started many games too. Scored five, 2 assists. So poor numbers for a right winger. But what where he gets, I guess, the praise is just the person that he is, the charisma, the character, the dedication he puts into it. You can tell that he takes it very seriously.
I think that he is definitely an improve. His attacking quality is decent, and he shows it at times. I wish he was a bit better at taking people on successfully, 1-on-1.
Really, I mean, I one thing that I like. Okay, maybe he doesn't take on players like dribbles them through, but his timing in putting the ball in that space where he can open the channel to put the crosses in, he always almost gets that
Yeah,
right. That little cutback into space, and then.
yeah, I like him.
But I don't agree. I don't think his numbers are good. I don't agree with that.
They're not bad.
I mean, are they really? Is from your right winger you would. I mean, Messias is an offensive right winger, right?
Yes, but I mean, how many games he's played less than like someone who starts every game. He's only 14 starts. Like he hasn't had as
Yes,
much. Check his minutes, maybe. I don't.
I would think that a good season for a winger would be at least 10 goals. Like 10 is good.
I think 7. I think 8 maybe is a good number.
Sure, but you have to be close to 10. 5 goals for a right winger is like it's okay, it's decent.
Check
But
his minutes, Roy. Can you check the minutes?
minutes per game 55. Goal frequency
Is there a
200.
total minutes? Like
Total
statistic?
minutes that he has played.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, let's just be.
Well, also Roy, are you checking out for like goals? Is it total goals in like all competitions or just the league that you're saying you have to hit 10 goals?
The league, I would say you'd have to. I mean, if
Well,
you
that's a
want to
good.
be a solid right winger, I would say a guy that is solid.
I think 10 goals is like a consistent our starting right winger for the next few years. 10 goals a
Right,
season.
that's what you want from your
Yeah, I'm
wingers.
not saying he's that, but he's definitely decent.
Because he didn't come in. He didn't come in this team to be salad makers. I'm not expecting 10 goals from salad makers. I'm not. But from an attacking right winger, Because remember, he came here because they said they needed a player that dribbled more. That
Yeah,
whole
I mean he has more
narrative.
goals than Grealish, I'm pretty sure. So
You want to check?
I believe so. In just the league, maybe even Messi
That
as
that
well.
that that is really terrible if that's true.
It's G yeah.
What's his name?
Jack. It's the first one. Jack Grealish.
Like if he has these kind of numbers,
It's G R
that's
E A
that's
L.
really bad. Like for 100 million and he has these kind of numbers, then Maldini's a genius. Oh my God, they're worse. Oh my God,
And also check Messi.
unbelievable.
Check
Listen,
Messi's
listen
PSG
to
stats.
me. People need to listen to me when I tell you that if Bernardeschi was English, we would be talking about 200
Frederick
million.
Frederick
If
Bernard.
Scamacca was English, if Raspadori was English, guys, this guy was paid 100 million, and his first season, 3 assists, 3 goals. As a left-wing attacking midfielder, he has been deployed in a
Is
mamma
Messias
mia.
better than Dumfries? I don't know. Um, with check Lionel Messi's PSG stats this year. I think Messias probably has better stats than him.
Now, okay, so this I definitely agree with the fact that yeah, I'll do that in a second. I definitely agree with the fact that because the operation and what he has brought to us has worked perfectly. Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with that aspect. The Messias operation has been great, 100%.
I think considering, I think no one can really dispute anymore that we are a better
I
team
don't
than what
agree
we
with that.
were
I don't.
last year.
Say what?
I don't think anyone can disagree that we are not a better team than we were last year. So I think that because of that, because of players like Messias, and because of even because we lost Donnarumma, we lost Çalhanoğlu, but we still are better team. Are a better team. It's because of Pioli and the players that came in, right? And the players that improved. So Messias played a big part in that.
Oh yeah, of course. No, Messias. Honestly, for me, Messias just the way he carries himself, his mind. Just that is worth a lot.
Beyond the line says we are not better as a team
Better than who?
than we were last year.
We aren't better.
I think we're better.
Well, I mean, of course we're better. Like this, not even an argument
We
that
have
we're
more
better.
points.
We have more points. We we
Well, you
we.
can say that the league got weaker, sure.
No, no, no. Don't even
You
mention
can
that.
say that. You can say that, but at the same time,
If okay,
we
go ahead.
improved. I
No,
think
no.
look at our the goals we conceded. Maybe I don't know if we scored less goals this year, but we still I think we improved at the goalkeeper position. Our defensive line is very solid. Like we're kind of getting it settled, and we're developing young players into better
Look,
players.
look. It's not even a discussion. Of course, we improved. Like, of course, everybody has grown 1 year older, so they got better. That's the way things are when you're doing something, when you're practicing a skill. And we have better players. We have Giroud. We didn't have Giroud last season. Leao is a new player pretty much. Tonali is emerged as a new player. Kalulu is a new player that we didn't have last season. Tomori, great. Theo Hernandez improved. Maybe Theo Hernandez is improvement a little, but his last game, come on. Mike Magnan, maybe, I think, the best player in the whole damn league. Yeah, we got the Champions League a month before the thing was even over. You have absolutely no grounds in saying that we didn't improve.
Yeah, Roy, can you check Messi's stats this year? Just 'cause.
Messi.
Messias, I think, has 5 goals and 3 assists, right?
Well,
Two
as
assists.
far I think he doesn't have many goals, but he has a lot of assists.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm curious about this.
So 6 goals
Oh,
and
okay, so he
13
did.
assists.
All right, he hasn't beat then. Okay, good. If Messias did better than Messi, we'd have a problem.
No, no, no. He's got 13 assists, and I think he has a record of he got some record in France, like first player to ever do 3 assists in 3 different games in
Look at
one
that
season.
heat map. That's what a cam that's what like a forward should have.
Yeah, that's a cam. That's a perfect cam right there. because it's central, not in the box. It's not his job to be in the box as
Bro,
a
you would
cam.
take Messi right now.
No,
Are you serious?
maybe I would. Yeah, I wouldn't take the Messi that I'm seeing at PSG. No, but if he would come to Milan and he would become a warrior and play to actually win trophies rather than just sell shirts, I would say yes. I would say yes. But uh,
Elliot, I
but
think
but I'm
Elliot would
but
invest.
I'm telling you, the Messi that is at PSG today is not going to make you win. No, it's not going to make you win in Italy. In France, sure, but not in Italy, and he's not going to make you win in Europe. If he wants to win, Messi's going to win. But I don't know.
Hold on. Wait, yeah. Beyond the lines, Lil would not. I'm sorry if I missed any context, but Lil right now is like I believe 10th place in France. Like this is pretty stupid. I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah, this guy's trolling. He's a troll.
This is that's just false.
Beyond the Lines comes from the troll brigade. It's
Arsenal
okay.
would give us a very tough match, but I don't think they would necessarily. First of all, they would not destroy us, and second of all, it would be a close game, and we
Yeah, it'd
could
be a close game. It'd be a close game.
because they're a top five Premier League team. So
Yeah, it'd be a competitive match for sure. For
the hell
sure.
is this? Like, who is this guy? Look at this guy. The Mares debate. Don't fall in.
Antonio, this is like the Mars debate. No, but guys, I mean Messi. Okay, fine. You get Messi, and the next day you have 34 million, 50 million more followers on the. It's a great business, but I mean, you saw Messi against Real Madrid. Like Messias would be would be a better player if I'm gonna say this, okay? If PSG had Messias instead of Messi, they would have probably won that game.
Okay, yeah. So beyond the lines is completely trolling, guys. Like completely trolling.
10th place in France. First is Serie A.
Greater than said. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
let me say this. These trolls here that they're talking shit about Serie A. I don't blame them. Serie A has been pretty embarrassing in these few years.
Yeah.
But watch out beyond the lines, because next year onwards is not going to be like that anymore.
We're on the come up.
So you're going to be humbled. You're going to be humbled very soon.
This point I was gonna also say Anwar said they have PSG has Mbappe, but Mbappe, we'll see what's gonna happen with him this summer because reports are coming out that Real has agreed to personal terms with him,
Yeah, I
so we
saw
don't
that.
know.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
sure he'll leave.
PSG is
Yes.
gonna offer him 50 million a year at least. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, okay. So they
Can you
are.
believe that? By the way,
I mean,
50 million. Look at
well,
me.
I think it's 50 million, but I don't think it's net. It's still a lot of money, but it's not net. I think, but yeah, Mbappe is the next Messi. He's the next best player in the world. He's already won a World Cup. He's proven it. Every year he proves that he's top notch. So
Imagine, yeah, if
he's a
Man City got him.
he's a player that is going to sell the most shirts in the next 10 years. So you know, if you sell 100 millions in shirts every year, then you deserve to get a high salary like that.
Wow, 50 million.
And I think he should go to Real Madrid, though. I think he should go to Real Madrid because he would have a better career at Real Madrid. PSG, I don't know. There's something about PSG that is not convincing to me. There's something about the way that team operates. Like the people behind PSG do not have the football intelligence of the people that are running Real Madrid. The people that run Real Madrid eat, breathe, sleep football.
The Super League was a good idea. I'm just gonna say
Yeah,
that right
I think so too.
now. And guess who organized that? Real Madrid.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agreed with the Super League. But just talking about football on the pitch, like the Real Madrid people, those guys, and that team, its history, whole different story. PSG right now is like the Globetrotters. Like it's not a real team. It's a circus team. It's Circo du Soleil. You know, it's like you're not gonna win any trophies with Circo du Soleil.
Yeah. Man, the Super League debates were crazy though. Remember that?
Yeah, that's when things first started
Liar,
getting.
liar, liar thought you were like a cancer to football because you were saying like liar was so pissed. He was like no. He was like emotional. That's crazy.
Um, Leonardo also like look at Leonardo.
I think
Leonardo.
yeah.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just gonna say I think liar was falling for that English propaganda. That, like the Super League was bad.
Yeah. I think so. I think being in England also has a big part to play in it.
Yeah, and Kangoo, here comes the English perspective. The Super League is terrible. It's like the worst thing ever. Which you understand that UEFA has screwed Milan over for so long, and they're just a bunch of corrupt people as well. I mean, who do you think is going to run UEFA now? PSG, like the owners, or like now on the chairs of whatever. I don't know. They're part of UEFA now.
Yeah, no, look, for the English fans, the Super League is the worst thing that could ever happen because all of a sudden, you know, they're not the only ones that can be competitive with the millions and millions. So for the English fans, it's good for them that the Super League isn't going to happen
Yeah, because they have the best league with the most money.
yeah,
So.
exactly,
So
exactly.
and they're right now the pyramid, like you understand that the other leagues are suffering so much more than the English league.
Yeah, it's above the pyramid of football. You like your spot because right now you are on the tip of the pyramid, and you're that's why you don't want the Super League because you're on the tip of the pyramid of football today, and that's the truth. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I probably feel the same way. If my Milan could spend 100 million on Harry Maguire, I'd probably feel the same as you. It's like I don't need the Super League.
Yeah, it's like because what's the point of making other teams like Milan more competitive? If you're already good enough to spend all the players, that's why PSG didn't join the Super League. Why the hell would they?
They don't need to.
Exactly. Bayern didn't join. They dominate Germany, take all the best players in Germany easily. Like, what's the point of them joining the Super League? English teams joined. But they also were the first to back out because they realized that they would have no support from English fans. So
It's about English clubs, heritage clubs not going
it's not
bankrupt.
about going bankrupt. Well, first of all, Barcelona's how much in debt they have, but it's not about going bankrupt. But it's about competing, right? If we can't make anywhere near as much revenue, then the Super League was a way for clubs to increase their revenue. And in ways that beyond, because right now Milan's stuck with the Italian structure of the league, where
Yeah.
it's a terrible structure. That Super League would have helped us significantly.
Yeah. Of course, there are debates of it being a closed league, and I think that
Even
was
though there's three open spots or however many there were.
and there was another idea, a revised idea of a Super League that Perez came up with, which consisted of first division, second division, and teams can come in and out. So that is already like there's a compromise. There is a compromise, and I think the discussion that, hey, but this is going to isolate some teams is a viable discussion. And sure, if you want to make some people happy, the other teams happy, okay, make it an open league. Make it an open league, and you can go in, you can come out. But the structure is different. You're not limited by the regulations of UEFA. You're limited by these new regulations that give you more freedom to grow your assets and to invest in your assets. So the Super League, I think, is good because Milan should be one of the richest clubs in the world with what they have and what they could be doing. But
Yeah, and also we've been screwed over by UEFA so many times.
Yeah, yeah, and that's everything. Like I'm not like we can't be too sympathize. We can't be sympathiers of UEFA when UEFA continues to screw us. It's about keeping lower divisions teams stable. The Premier League funds the National League, League Two. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, Kangoo. It works. The structure in England works beautifully for you guys, and of course you don't want the Super League. I get it, but also the debate was that hey, if Milan has more money, then they can invest more. Then they can spend 60
Also,
million for
also,
Berardi.
you know what I don't understand is people are saying that the Super League was supposed to replace the Champions League. It wasn't going to replace the domestic leagues until the leagues themselves said, no, you have to choose between the Super League and the domestic league. It wasn't about it wasn't going to like stop the big six in the Premier League from competing in the Premier League. It was going to be a new European competition. So the Premier League still would have survived. I don't understand that.
Yeah, yeah. It would have survived. I think eventually it's going to happen. I I'd be surprised that if UEFA is just going to monopolize football, I'll be very surprised. It looks like that's what they want to do, but I think when you have these big, powerful teams like Real Madrid, Man City also, right? Man City was interested in it.
Yeah, they were in it, and I think Chelsea was the first to back out, and then
Yeah, but Juventus is definitely interested in it, and Juventus has a team that in Italy has a lot of power. Barcelona wants to do it. So these are big people that are pushing for this, and it's going to be an arm wrestling match between UEFA and these people. I think eventually they're going to be able to do something.
I mean, UEFA's trying to make it more the Champions League more accessible. I think because they're going to add more teams, from what I heard in the new model.
I'm
That
being,
they're,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it's like 2024. I think they're going to implement the new model, and it's going to be more of like a instead of groups, it's going to be a league. So they're trying to change things, but they're still going to have all those. But they're going to maximize profits, and it's not going to increase the profits significantly for the teams that are.
Yeah, and then UEFA has this new rule with financial fair play, right?
Oh yeah. I haven't seen it specifically, but I
It's
heard. I heard.
now from what I heard, a financial, let's say expert, because he works for one of the biggest financial newspapers in Italy. He was talking about this new rule, and from what the way he was explaining it, he was saying that teams are not going to have all this spending power because of this new rule. So it's going to force teams to be more conservative with their spending. This is what he was saying. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but so far this is the information that I have regarding this new financial fair play rule.
Yeah, I mean, I have to see it specifically, but
Kangoose says, I'm being serious. It's about football heritage. It's a culture in England. You can't have culture through six clubs. No, but football is not going to end because the Super League is going to start.
also the Super League would have had a couple spots open for other teams to still join occasionally, so it's not like
Y-
it's completely closed.
Yeah, and also the new format that was proposed, it was completely different. But listen, the way it would benefit, let's say, Italy is this: that if Milan now needs to pay 60 million to get Berardi from Sassuolo, they're going to do it. And now Berardi has 60 million that they would have never had. So Sassuolo is going to become richer. Now Sassuolo can start building a proper team and get the best players underneath them, etc., and continue that chain. So the more the top teams spend, the more that money gets distributed to the teams below, and they have more teams. As long as it's open, then it makes sense. If it's closed, then yeah, I agree. It becomes too much of a club kind of thing. We got to be in the same club. But for Italian teams, it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, because there's no other way if we're going to be pulled out from this situation for us to ever be able to,
Yeah.
financially compete with England.
I mean, look at it. Look at it this way. You know, Man City spent 100 million for an attacking player that has worse stats than Messias. Messias was paid literally zero.
Yeah, I mean, and also Man United has spent more than Man City in recent years. Just saying, it's crazy.
What's that?
Man United has actually spent more on transfers, I think, in the recent years
Oh
than
yeah,
Man
yeah, of
City
course,
has.
of course, of course. No, Italy needs this, but whatever.
Yeah,
We,
honestly,
it's fine.
hopefully Italy just gets restructured. But
Basketball has not ended since NBA started, which is a Super League. Good point, Anwar. Good point. Yes, guys, like the video. That shit helps. It helps the channel grow. So like the video, do all that good stuff, or else the two trolls are gonna come back.
they will hack you all. No, like the video, or Florentino Perez will make the Super League.
Exactly. Oh, so then don't like the video because we won the Super League.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a good amount of people in this channel that support the Super League, though, which is nice.
I just support an alternative, and whatever. If it doesn't happen, to be honest, I think Milan is
Honest,
still gonna
yeah,
win.
we're
So
still
it's
having
fine.
fun cheering for our team, anyways. So
Yeah, yeah.
I just wish that the Italian league would restructure, but
Yeah, where we get really the big difference is those TV rights. It's just that, England has huge TV rights because the league is watched all over the world.
Alan GRG deluded once again. Kengu would fight against this for his life. He was definitely in the Super League protests on the streets.
Oh my god,
Of
dude!
England.
I couldn't believe people were doing that.
Yeah, I know. I was so shocked.
It's like you guys are fighting for the most corrupt entities in sports. Like, what are you doing? We are so rich. I don't think so, man. I don't know about this InvestCorp and Red Bird. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Red Bird. The hell. What is happening to this club? We shall see.
Yeah. Um. All right. Let's start to wind it down here. Unless you want to.
No, I think yeah, it's a good idea.
Any last topics? Anything else that maybe we can attack? One more topic, and then we can call it a day.
Yeah. Well, the Sassuolo team is a bit.
The Super League is living rent free, because UEFA is corrupt but not potentially catastrophic. It's okay, Kengu. The Super League is not happening anytime soon. But it will happen, Kengu. Just get ready. Get ready. Purtroppo sembra che Elliot piaccia l'uccello. So, Redbird, is that what the implication is, that Redbird is the one?
Let's talk about. All right, last topic: ownership. We love
Okay.
that topic, don't we?
Ownership.
So Roy believes that Elliot are the best owners for Milan.
I think that they're the best choice, yes.
Why?
Well, I think that if they decide to choose to keep the club, then at that point it's not anymore. Then at that point they change their what do you call it, their direction. They're going to start to invest more, because then if you're going to keep the club, then you want to make it even more valuable so you can sell it at even a bigger profit at the stadium and whatsoever. I just trust the work they do because they seem to be very competent. The group of people that they choose, the people that they listen to, the people that they trust, it just seems like they have put together, with the help of the right people, a great team that has essentially created a beautiful footballing machine. So I'm very happy with the work they're doing. And again, look at, going back to what I just said. Grealish was spent. They spent 100 million for Grealish, who had 3 goals and 3 assists. We spent zero for Messias, who had better numbers.
Yeah, I just want to say, so, but are you confident in Elliot that this summer, like they're gonna invest in our attack and they're gonna like
No,
see significant improvements?
I think with Elliott, they're not going to invest more than what the rules say they can. They're going to keep it that way. They're going to play by the book. They're going to do everything by the book, and not and as long as you're winning, it's more than enough money to have in order to build a super competitive team.
True. I just hope that with Elliot we can still see those like improvements in quality in the attacking positions this summer. That's my biggest worry. So I know that the other owners will make it easier for us to do so.
Yeah, no, I we know that Elliott the way they function. They took this club because of the guy, it was collateral for the loan, so they have the club, and they have done a great job. They've invested essentially 7 billion into the club so far. The loan was 300 million, and then they've invested 400 million. And now they're selling it at 1 billion or 1 billion and 1 billion and 2. So they're potentially wanting to make 300, 400, 500 billion in profit, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's who would say no to 500 million, right? So if there is a serious buyer, it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but of course I'm going to be skeptical because we don't know who's going to come in. The new owner could literally screw everything up and buy, no offense, Kangoo, but buy us Harry Maguire for 80 million. And at that point, I prefer Elliot. That gives me Messias for zero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we do have to. I think that whoever owns Milan in the future, I would love for them to be structured and not like PSG or City. But still, I still think that. I mean, somehow these clubs find ways to get around this spending, like because they find all these other sponsors and ways for them to keep investing money. I'm not saying that's healthy, but I mean, these clubs have no sign of having financial issues. So
Yeah, no. If there's a club that is going to come in and do the job properly, not use the club as collateral, for example, like how Yonggong Lee did. Like, what's the point of doing that? We're just going to end up back to another vulture fund if things don't go well, because that's essentially the issue is so far with InvestCorp that they want to use the club as collateral for the loans that they're taking.
another banter era.
Yeah, this is what happened in the banter. So Redbird, they're not wanting to do that, but Redbird is a smaller company. But again, it doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know if that really matters how much your net worth is, because you can't spend more than what you can produce.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The city model. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a lot of money.
Roy, did you see Sanchez liked a photo of a Milan fan wearing a makeshift Kessie shirt with his name behind it? He's been liking post related. I think he's trying to score. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's pretty much a done deal. And I think all these hints are like, which player would do that? Like, it's, you know, I mean, you can speculate. Gordon Singer is very close with Klaus Schwab. Maybe Klaus Schwab. Who is that? I know that name. Who is that? Maybe they don't have faith in the profitability of the stadium because of COVID. I'm just throwing this out there. Who is Klaus Schwab? I know that name.
Um, I'll Google him. Klaus. Ah, here it is. Klaus Schwab. It sounds like some rich.
I've heard that name.
Klaus Schwab. Ah, he's the executive chairman of the World Economic Forum,
Oh,
and
okay, yeah,
he's
yeah,
a
yeah, 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 yeah,
German
yeah, yeah. Gordon
engineer.
Singer, yeah, yeah. These are the what you call, yeah, yeah, the Davos group or something.
No.
Yeah, yeah, Davis Group. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Gordon Singer. Yeah, I know that they're all. Yeah, I'm aware of that group of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if is COVID going to keep on being an issue, or is COVID done? We'll see. I guess we'll see.
It's not as bad as it was before. I mean, our stadiums are back to capacity, so that at least we're gonna keep making profits in that sense.
Yeah. Roy, do you think Leao will stay? I will say yes. I think so. I think yes.
This year, I think so, but because it's our decision, but we have to renew the contract.
Laird really believes that if he doesn't renew the contract this summer, he will get sold.
Ooh, hopefully not. I mean,
Oh, by the way, speaking about these groups, these these important financial groups of people that have a lot of financial power. Um, what's our president's name? Scaroni.
yes.
Scaroni is the vice president of the Rothschild Bank in England before he was the president of Milan. So Milan has a lot of these connection with those groups of people. Very interesting. A
Yeah,
lot of
Gazidis worked also in England with Arsenal, right?
yeah, a lot of financial power. A lot of financial power.
Yeah. All right, Roy. I think it's a good time to wrap it up because it's
All
a
right,
little
my
late.
man. Yes, absolutely. Um, yeah, let's close. Let's close. Okay, Antonio, have a good night.
Yes, Roy. It was so much. It was fun to talk to you, and we're gonna hopefully talk again before Sunday at 12 at noon my time, 9 in the morning your time, and in later in the day in Europe and Asia. So we hope that we can build up some more momentum for this last week of the league.
Yes, yes, yes. Crazy week, man. It's gonna be a slow week. It's gonna be a slow week.
Yeah.
Can be one of the best games, but we'll definitely have more lives during the week. So we'll definitely be we'll have more lives. All right, everybody. Forza Milan. Have a great week, or we'll see you soon. And Forza Milan, ragazzi. Forza Milan.
Forza
Let's
Milan.
let's take this campionato, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. Like the video, all that good stuff. Peace out.
Ciao.